It's called a fresh.
One, two, this. 1 2 1 2, I don't hear nothing. Okay. 1 2 1 2, I don't hear nothing. Give me a call if you can hear my voice. Can we just doing lining up and all that? Straight. If you could give me what's it? It's 07931276232. Give me a quick one because I'm in the ass trying to set it up and like something's just gone a bit A-wire. Well, I don't know what's going on then because I can't hear no one. Yeah, shit. 1 2 1 2. Well, go on. Give me a call. Anyone? 07 or call me on. Oh, there you go. I got it now. Can hear something.
What's the sound of the version? All ends got themselves log on. Big shout out to my Facebook, massive big it up each and every time. Good afternoon to you.
Me know why you go. She no stranger. So me put it on her, make she wetter than a raindrop. She love it when me beat up this something like a slave dad.
Look on the swag. I can just get you live and see the live links working because I think I've got Bluetooth.
Alkaline.
76232.
Swabby, you know.
Kill my competition, then look out to the derby. Swabby, me out in Miami. Just know the sky clear, look how the weather gets stormy.
07931276232.
Swabby, we'll just get started. I smoke the weed like a tonic, med span another planet. Feel like Saturday every time I sprinkle grab a panic bomb with atomic.
Hello?
Hello? I can hear you loud
I can
and
hear
clear.
the phone, I can't see it. It's not coming through. Hold on 1 second, see if I can get you coming through, bro.
No problem. No problem.
Hold on, just stay online for me, please. Oh. See, I'm in the house. Okay.
Deep in my pocket.
On this one.
This is a team and
One, two, one.
You give me a reason to love you.
1 2 1 2. Can you hear me? Live and kicking. Big up, Biggs. Know what I'm saying? What's going on? Let's see what's happening.
Big up Doctah X, you're the big man. Break it down so we can understand. Ghettoology, done no.
Biggs, give me a call.
Yo, this is KRS-One. My man, the ghettoologist, Doctah X, keeps it real. You better listen. You better listen. You better listen. You better listen.
Big up Doctah X, you're the big man. Break it down so we can understand. Big up Doctah X, you're the big man. Down so we can understand. Ghettoology, done no. Success, no.
Representing the road, right about now, you're locked into the ghettoologist. Doctah X, you know that you're big.
07931276232. There we go. Who's that? Huh? Hello?
Good, sweet.
Oh, wicked. So you know when live didn't locked on and whatever? Yeah? You know that, innit? You know this is Genesis, don't you? We're back! How about that? Finally. Guess what? I just spilled some water in my fucking bag. Can you imagine that? It nearly wet up all my fucking thing. Anyway, 07931 276 232. We've got a show anyway. You know what I mean? Fucking took long, didn't it? Big up to all my international callers, the ones in USA, Africa, Kenya. I get them from all over the place. Did I just put some effects on the music? No. I don't know. If you hear it, tell me again. 07931 No. 07931 276 232. That's your number to get me in the studio. I got text. I got text number as well, but separate. But I haven't got it yet, so he's gonna give it to me in a minute. Do it for the loves. We don't do it for the likes. Ride the time. We don't ride the bikes. Hold on. Go on, son.
Here is a story told to the children of Africa. We love the don't listen, don't learn, don't listen, don't learn, don't listen, don't learn, don't listen, don't learn. Oh, you know here, oh, well, so when the little offspring asking, tell them they never do.
This is your last chance. Remember, all I'm offering is the truth, nothing more.
Here is a story told to the children of Africa. We love the children of Africa. They never do. Black King,
don't listen,
today I
don't
sing
learn,
you a black song.
don't
you
listen,
need to hear about
don't
beautiful
learn,
black thing.
don't listen,
most
don't
time
learn,
we hear about black,
don't
we
listen,
hear about
don't
black
learn.
magic and black witches. When now
Big
you're
up
black
Doctah X, you're the big
I've
man.
never seen a
Big up
doctor
Doctah
in
X,
black,
you're the
nor
big
seen a
man.
black vodka.
Yes. Okay. So let's look at what we're going to talk about today. Then, yeah. We're going to talk about stuff. You know what I mean? We're going to talk about stuff. Let's be silly. The main thing is that what we got to remember, is that this is real. You know what I'm saying? Remember, my name is Doctah X. I'm the ghettoologist. Been around for a long time. Been on this station over 17 years. What we got to make them understand is that there ain't, you know what I'm saying, like, I know there's a lot of people that they've got that little whiteness in them, you know what I mean, that little hate, you know what I mean? It's not even much hatred, it's like the fight against the ability to understand that we're a prisoner people, we're a prisoner of criminals. We're a prisoner race, and criminals are in charge of us because nothing they've done was legitimate. You know what I'm saying? Stealing people's land and stealing people's gold and murdering their kids and hanging and stealing and enslaving them and torturing them as a race is nothing to do with civilization. That's to do with a bunch of criminals or a bunch of aliens. Because you can take it any which way you want. You know what I'm saying? They're either alien or they're criminals. You got to work it out for yourself. You know what I'm saying? So you live under a criminal regime that's claiming, and remember, as a race, Europeans and Caucasians are a deceitful and deceptive race. That's what they are as a race. Now, the more you get into them, right? Hold on, let me get this mic Sato. Still, mic. Where's the mic? Mic. The mic there. Bruh. See, 1 2 1 2. Is the mic? Okay, where's the mic? Let's try and see if the mic, we can get some gain off of this mic. Is that better? 0 0 0. Oh, this mic has this apart. Yeah, so. Fuck the whole thing up on purpose. I'm still here. Right. What was I saying? Yeah, you got to try and work it out. Remember, when I came back to the radio station, I think it was about 2011, I said that I was going to introduce new concepts again, like because everybody was stuck on, you know, them old concepts we're Africans and da-da-da-da-da and whatnot and whatnot. And I said to you, and I think I've coined the day, I said, you're going to start listening to people. From the moment, whoever's taped my show and listened to my stuff and blah, 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 from the moment I've said what I've said, I can guarantee you before I've said what I've said, there's nobody talking about it before I've said what I've said. Because what I say as ghettoologist, and as a regular guy, the problem is that I'm not trying to, I don't act as if I'm someone. I don't, you know, prayers and I'm prince of this or I'm a god of that or I'm a king of this or nothing like that. I just keep it real, and I just keep normal. And the fact is that, because I'm not selling you that deception that you're used to by virtue of the white that has controlled the planet. You think that's, you know, you don't think that I'm right. You think the people that are selling you the deception and selling you the falsity and the egoism and you think they're the ones who are the ones that you're supposed to be listening to, because you're caught up in that Caucasian mindset. You know what I'm saying? Remember, the Caucasian's job is to get rid of the human beings on the planet and replace them with a synthetic being. You know what I'm saying? That says it's a human being. Why I know this, why I know that there are replacement people, is that they've already replaced, the black Jews have already been replaced, and now they're all white. Now, these Jews that are here now, the Ashkenazi and the Sephardics, they originate in Russia. But the Jews themselves originated in Africa. You understand? So how do they end up being white? This is what they do. They colonize and they assimilate. You know what I'm saying? They synthesize and then they pretend. So as soon as they come amongst you in reggae, in rap, whatever, they pretend they're down for you until they can take it over, because they're a virus-like race. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't matter who the fuck's listening. I don't really care about that. You know what I'm saying? Because you seem to think that everybody's got to be scared, because anytime you say something that white people don't like, they lose it. You know what I'm saying? And they want you, and they try to temper the language of the time. As long as they're saying what they want to say. You know what I'm saying? As long as their comedians can take jokes about multiple sclerosis, gays, whatever, as long as their comedians can do it, it's fine. Or people that don't, it's fine. But the moment a black person starts to do it, you know what I'm saying? Then respect, Biggs. As long as that happens, you understand what I'm saying? Then it becomes, then it becomes a problem for them. Yeah, as long as we're doing it, it's a problem. But when they're doing it, it's okay. Because they're a duplicitous race that are trying to get rid of the race. So when you see, as you're assimilating into them, and you're becoming like them, I'm going to tell you something. I'm going to keep telling you this so you get this clear. Mixed race people are not black people. They never have been, and they never will be. They will always be mixed race. You understand? Now, there are those of you, because the question is, are you African or are you human? There's various other questions. But I'm gonna hit this as well, because I had a couple of people that I know that's fallen out with me because of it. You know what I'm saying? And these are people I've known for long. But what I'm trying to say is to you that you've got to keep moving and growing and stop this foolishness. Stop holding on to things that started, you know, a bag of years ago, like decades and decades and decades and decades ago, maybe centuries ago, where white people said to you that anything with black in it is black. How is that scientific? You know what I'm saying? I was willing to do a live lecture with another man, an African-centered brother, Kwaku. I was to do that and put myself on the line to show you lot in public that I'm going to say what I need to say without fear. You understand? These cowards that keep claiming that they're down for you, they won't come up against anybody. You think anybody's willing to come up against me? Because I will put them in their place. I'm real. That's what I am. I'm the ghettoologist that come from the realness. You understand what I'm saying? I will put them in their place. Now, I will lose because they might have a lot more people on their side. But you see what I say echoes forever. You understand? It echoes. It has to seep in because it's the truth. It's based upon facts. And you know, and again, and it's not an opinion. You know what I'm saying? It's I'm trying to destabilize the brainwash. It's not an opinion. The fact that I did a show and I said, if you mix a cat with a dog, do you get a cat dog? You mix an elephant with a cow, you get an elephant cow or whatever. You mix a black person with a white person, you get a black person. You know what I'm saying? You're dumb. You understand? That's stupid. You can't think like that. That's not scientific and it's not biological. But you have some mixed race people that want to be white. You have some mixed race people that you have even Obama. You'll have them have this fight between the two people of their. So how can they be black if they're fighting inside with two different types of needs? Because they're two different types of races with two different types of DNA sequencing. You know what I'm saying? So all of you that are moving toward, you're going to get a light and you're going to get a white. That's cool because you're going to move towards the synthesization of Earth and the Earth is going to get destroyed. I don't care what anybody wants to say. You know what I'm saying? All that's happening now is more and more people are getting more and more violent in our communities because you're moving towards being like them, and they're a violent race. They're an aggressive race. They've only ever brought aggression and violence to all the countries that they've ever been in. Every country that they've ever been in, they've destroyed the sanctity of family, destroyed the sanctity of organizations of that community, and made them either poor, desperate, drunk, drug addicts. That's what they do. That's the kind of virus they are. So I don't understand. So this is not an indictment on every single white person on earth. I'm talking about what the white race has done to the black race. That's what I'm talking about. Not what your next door neighbor did for you who went and picked up your kids at school. I'm not talking about him or her. You know what I'm saying? I'm not talking about your next door neighbor you grew up with, you went to school and and they're your good friend. I'm not talking about them. So be clear. I'm talking about the race and the elite race and what they do for each other, do to themselves and do to us as a race. The race, yeah? Now, if you can't, and a long time ago I used to say white people, and a girl I know once said to me, well, I'm not one of them. I said, yeah, but you're white though. And she went, yeah, but I'm not one of them. I said, you can't say all, and I said, you're right. So, and from that moment, I learned something from a white girl. You know, for a white, well, she wasn't a girl, but obviously, you know what I'm saying? I learned from that moment. You know what I'm saying? I get that. And that's what you lot refuse to do. You're forgetting to learn from the moment. You keep wanting to carry this backward mindset about you're African and you're you know what I mean? And having all these little fake niggers and all these people coming into your lives and leading you down nowhere land. You know, for the past 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 years, we've gone nowhere. Because if they were so great, these like Pan-Africanists or whatever, these super double, triple conscious ones, how comes we're nowhere? How comes today we're nowhere? You know, we've got Chronics and we've got a couple of others. We've got Rastaman telling each other to suck their mum and all that kind of stuff in Jamaica. Like, where did you lot get this from? This violence, this unagreed, you know what I'm saying? Even from a peaceful religion, so-called, and I knew it was peaceful. You've gone from a priest religion to telling each other to suck your mum because you have a disagreement on stage. You know what I'm saying? This is the type, and then the world then justifies them to cuss each other off because there's so much mix-up and there's so much gene mix-up that you don't even know who you're supposed to be in terms of finding your truth. You know what I'm saying? And finding the truth, should I say? You know, we dance a lot, and we do all this kind of stuff because we weren't created to be warriors. We weren't created to fight and destroy and deceive. Not the human beings weren't created for that. You understand what I'm saying? So I'm telling you straight that the mixing, I'm not saying you're not supposed to do what you want to do. That's what you want to do. I'm just telling you where it leads to. You know what I'm saying? It leads to the destruction of the melanin people then. Everywhere that you've gone, you become, how can you love melanin, you dummies? How can you love melanin and you go with someone who's got none? How can you love melanin and then you go with people who've got less than you? How do you love, how does that make you, I don't understand. You love gold, so you go for something that's got hardly got any gold in it. You love silver, so let's go for something that's got hard, because I love silver. I love food, so let me go for the most emptiest plate. How does that make sense, you dummies? You know what I'm saying? There's just far too many dumb people and retarded people in our community, and they're not moving, and they're letting them take away the education, and they're going on the internet and watching internet movies. Pick up a book. You understand what I'm saying? Learn how to read and write properly. You know, create schools for adults, because a lot of you adults are dunce. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of the children are dunce. Let your children see you go back to school and learn how to read. You know what I'm saying? You didn't do that well in school, most of you, so you listen to foolishness. And you know what I'm saying? Them say in the Bible, you lean unto your own understanding. Your understanding is dumb. If your understanding is dumb and it's not right quite there, you can't tell the difference between a mixed race and a black person. You let them dictate to you what it is, then you're dumb. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying there's not a lot of mixed race people that have done a lot for black people. That's because that's the dominant side of their DNA. But if you don't understand DNA, then you won't understand Wagwan. There are a lot of mixed race people like Chaka Umar. He's not about black people. He's about white people. But he's mixed race. Then you got Lee Jasper. He's not about white people. He's about black people. You know what I'm saying? But they're both mixed race. So the idea that being mixed race makes you black is silly, or makes you live for your black identity is silly. You know what I'm saying? Mixed race people are just mixed race people. They're mulatto, they're from that. But they took away the name and they're hiding it. You cannot afford as a race to what Africa is now in its colonization process now. You know what I'm saying? In another say 20 years, half the children of Africa or wherever they are, a whole bunch of children is going to be mixed race, half Chinese and half Caucasian Chinese. and Caucasian Chinese and Africa, and they're going to call them Caucasian, the mixed race, they're going to call them Africans. And they're going to be the better Africans out of the Africans of Africa, the mixed race ones. Just like the mixed race Spanish, you know, all the Spanish people that you see over here right now, they're mixed race. They're from Polish and African. You know what I'm saying? And then they start to breed with each other and create this steady stream of nearly black. Yeah, and stealing and taking with them the culture. That's what they do. That's like with the Jews. You know what I'm saying? They're completely white now, and they've taken with them the culture of the blacks that they assimilated into and then destroyed and killed and murdered off. You understand what I'm saying? You don't understand. Most of you have no idea what's really going on Earth. You're looking at your culture, which is a very tiny piece of what going on Earth. You know what I'm saying? We are the original. Adam and Eve is the original people of the planet. The original people on the planet were black. That means they were brown skin. Why would they needed to be brown skin on the planet? You know what I'm saying? All this, they went to the hills and they turned white. There's not something else going on which I am not aware of right yet. But if you think it's because they got albino or whatever and they can't, you're silly. Again, you know what I'm saying? The original people of the planet, of the solar system, the sun people, the soul people, the people who mostly deal with the energy, which is, some call it the spirit. You know what I'm saying? It's just energy. You know what I'm saying? The energy people, the people that function from the energy of the sun, they are being destroyed. And these new people who function from technology and function from robotics and plastics and synthetics, which is actually harming the earth, as you clearly know and are clearly aware of, you know what I'm saying, are viruses. They're like interlopers. They're like fools. They're not supposed to be here because it's like having a cancer in your skin. You know what I mean? Pretend that the earth is a human being, right? The earth has vitamin C, all that coming out of the earth, yeah? Clearly. Everything that you want to make you survive as a human being, like them talk about, the rest of them talk about natural and the organic and all that, all comes from the organ called earth, yeah? Organic, yeah? It's not an organ actually, but it's a planet called earth. But, you know, let's say, for instance. Yeah, so it all comes from there. So if it all comes from there, that means that anything that should go in there should be reciprocal. It should be love. It should be helping to make the earth grow. But plastic doesn't. Nuclear waste doesn't. You know what I'm saying? Half the stuff that the synthetic people, you know what I'm saying, the whites make doesn't. So that means that as a human being saying that you was the earth now, that means you're now eating the same things that you Kellogg's cornflakes and all this rubbish and all this toxic food. And then you get cancer. Then you get prostate problems. Then you get bronchitis. Then you got asthma. Then you got diabetes. You see what I'm saying? So by having all these full synthetic stuff enter into the system called Earth, or if you're an earthling, that means you're a child of Earth. So the child of Earth, which is an earthling, which is a human being, which is a dark-skinned human being, you know what I'm saying? Those people are being poisoned, and they are the seedling of Earth. You understand what I'm saying? There's no white Earth. So the best Earth would be the brown soil, as you know, and the black soil. Those are the two, you know what I'm saying? And you know what I'm saying? There is no white soil. There is no creamy soil. So even if white people are not white, there's no creamy soil. You understand? So this is a foreign body in the planet. You know what I'm saying? And you know they're foreign because everything they do is foreign to the planet. They're basically, and anything they find out about the planet, they hoard and they steal. So if they find out vitamin C is good for you tomorrow, they buy out all the vitamin C. They only want it for themselves. And if you want it as the natural children of Earth, you know what I'm saying? You know, because when people say, you know, when Dennis Brown say children of Israel, he just means children of Earth. You know what I'm saying? Like, because everybody's put us into tribes and all this kind of stuff, and we're all Earth children. We got to look at the people that were not the children of Earth. You understand what I'm saying? Are you human or are you alien? You know what I'm saying? Are you human or are you synthetic? A lot of the human beings now are turning out that they want to be synthetic. They want to be like the virus. They want to suck up into the virus. They want to become the virus. They want to bleach off their skin so that the virus is more accommodating for them. So they believe they'll live longer and better and more prosperous if they assimilate into the virus. Remember, the virus is only ever going to destroy Earth. It has no purpose on Earth but to destroy it. So Earthlings, yeah, which are human beings, all human beings are black. I don't know about these other people, so I'm not going to get into that for a second. You know what I'm saying? But all human beings are black from creation, yeah? Brown skin to light brown skin, but not white, not no pigmentation, because in order to survive under a solar system, you would have needed to absorb the energy. So people say that Because remember, a lot of the stuff that the Europeans say is not right. As you know, they make lots of mistakes in their analysis, like they used to give each other blood and they didn't know they were blood types and all that kind of stuff. So it's not everything that they say you can believe is true. So when they're telling you that, oh, you know, melanin protects you from the sun, no, it doesn't. Melanin it absorbs the rays of the sun, and it gives you all the natural instincts. It's an energy provider, isn't it? It's not protecting you from the sun. It provides you with certain energy and certain information through the melanin. That's why you got melanin in your head, in your brains, in your eyes. You know what I'm saying? So it's not just about you know, skin color. You know what I'm saying? So most of the people then, in order to absorb the rays of the energy, would have to have been black. You know what I'm saying? Wherever the Ice Age came in and all these other stuff, that would have been later after creation. You know what I'm saying? Every story that they make up, they take black people out. They create the the name they brought up the other day, the Cheddar Man. Now, why would they? I don't even know why. I can't remember why they called him the Cheddar Man. But there's a black skin, not a light skinned black man, you know. They created a black skin, chocolate brown skin, melanated man with blue eyes. Now, I would want to know, why would he need blue eyes when blue eyes diffuses the light different from brown? Why would he need brown skin and blue eyes? You know what I'm saying? That would have to be, how would you create that? They did that to throw you. You know what I'm saying? They did that to make you think that they're supposed to be here. They're a viral-like creation. And now I said this stuff, and you get it as you start to understand, when you start to understand the things that they create. You know what I'm saying? If you are an earthling, if you're a child of Earth, not a child of Africa, because this is what I'm trying to get people to move away from. If you're talking about Africa, you're talking about culture and tradition. If you're talking about existential, that means if you're talking about existence itself, existential, your existential part, you're talking about existence itself, then you're talking about your humanity. You're talking about how you lived as a human being, not how you lived as a culture and a tradition. You know what I'm saying? Human beings across the planet, from Asia to Aztec to you know what I'm saying, to India, to wherever, how you lived as a being across the planet. That's different from being an African. You know what I'm saying? Because Africa wasn't the name of the planetary space. You know what I'm saying? You know, thousands of years ago. So you can't always, you know what I mean? But you always would have been a child of Earth. If Earth was called Uda, then you'd have been child of Uda. If Earth was called Buka, then you'd have been a child of Buka. If Earth was called Juju, you'd have been a child of Juju. But it was called Earth, so you're a child of Earth. And a child of Earth is called an Earthling. You know what I'm saying? So an Earthling is usually a human being, a child of Earth. So I'm saying, so the human beings who are black, you know what I'm saying, or brown, being the original human beings created for this planet, those people lived in harmony or sort of peace, you know what I'm saying, where the level of destruction at certain parts of their development wasn't like how it's now. I don't know if they've already had this intercessor, you know what I mean, lots of aliens have come from other planets to this planet. And a lot of you silly people who don't understand or who don't really study much and don't know much about anything, think that as soon as you say, "Oh, you're talking about aliens, bro," you know what I'm saying? Because you're dumb like that. You know what I'm saying? Because you don't know enough like that. So when you don't know enough, like if I said to you, "What's Pythagoras' theorem?" Nah, bro, like that's alien. You know what I'm saying? Like you wouldn't know. Why wouldn't you know? Because you don't know about Pythagoras. He's a Greek, you know what I'm saying, and whatever, we're going to that, you know what I'm saying? So it's the same like saying aliens, and you're, no, bro, because you don't know enough about something, you feel that you should laugh after it. And I'm saying the word angel and aliens is the same word. Get that? Let me repeat that again. Angels and aliens are the same words. When they say in the Bible that the angels came down to earth, they mean these beings that were not human. Obviously, after they said, you know, men came down to earth. They had men who gathered together, and then they had angels that gathered together. That means that they were not like men. And if they came down to earth, earth is from the sky. Earth, anything above the earth is in the sky, and anything above the sky is in outer space. And anything in outer space is, you know, planetary systems and stars. So they have to come from another planetary system or another stars to come to this earth. So aliens are clearly visiting this earth. You see this little prison criminal mentality that they've given you. Don't you see everything's about crime now? Don't you see that every year that white people dominate the planet, more crime and more, everything that they touch creates more crime. They have no legal right to earth. Forget about Africa, forget about Australia, forget about South America, forget about America. They have no legal right to earth itself because everything they touch, they destroy. That's what I'm saying. So obviously they're going to destroy you, isn't it? Obviously you're in a down because most of you have gotten so scared of white people that you want to be like them. You know what I'm saying? You got Vibes Cartel. He want to be like Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson want to be like, I don't know, Elvis Presley. It's white. Elvis Presley was a white guy. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, you get so absorbed in being and looking at white people as some kind of, because you're scared niggas. You know what I'm saying? You know, and then you start to, what they do is they control everything you own. You know what I'm saying? They buy if you own a pair of sneakers and your name is Bigger and you own a pair of sneakers and a sneaker shop, and then bare black people out come there and make designs, they're gonna find a way to get into that place and own it. Yeah, because they're colonizers. You know where the girl called the white man when he came into her life. He said, "What are you doing here, colonizer?" Because that's what they do. And colonizers, like what viruses do, they colonize hosts. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like, I told you when I came back that these people that continue with the same information year in, year out, they're looking business out of black people. They're looking livelihood. They're not looking truth. They're not looking development. They're looking livelihood. You understand? Claiming that because it's not going nowhere. It's going around in a tiny little circles. Yes, you know, we're Africans. We all should live in harmony and hold hands and go back to Africa. And not now, got up. Because there's no movement in that. It's just like a set of state of mind. Everybody gets what the word they use? What's the word they use? Woke. Everybody woke. Fucking you little you're so dumb. Woke. You woke. You know what I'm saying? So they get woke. You know what I'm saying? And they stay there forever until the next generation comes out and says, no, that can't be the thing. I mean, I remember doing many shows back in the day in about 2000, between 1999 and 2002, playing all the English music that I could find. You know what I'm saying that until, you know, this, because then the only people that ever spoke in English in this country was the London posse. You know, whoever took rap, you know what I'm saying, and talked using the Cockney slang, English slang, and Jamaican patois. Yeah, it was the London posse. Yeah, so there was none. So I kept playing music and saying, until you lot, you know, I used to say, I did shows that said, there's never been a number one in America or in this country based upon you copying imitating another man's language. You know what I'm saying? So until you get to that point where you can do, you know what I'm saying, your own music. And we was pushing ours. It wasn't working. But the youth them that came up later now, they said, listen, I'm going to be myself. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And they're international artists, internationally renowned artists with number ones all over the world and da-da-da-da. That's what we're talking about. So that was what I said way, way, way back then. You know what I'm saying? So the point I'm trying to make is that until you realize that melanin, not light skin melanin, not little bit of melanin, lots of melanin is what gives you the balance. It's what makes you the greatest people. It doesn't make the reason why it makes you the greatest. It's not because you're gods. It's because you are in harmony. You're an earthling that's in harmony with Earth. You are made for Earth. Any subject, anything that they do on Earth, you will top. The only reason why you are not the top in everything is because you've got another race of people who war against you and who limit your development. You know what I'm saying? If you played polo, the best polo players will be black. If you played throw javelin, the best javelin throwers would be black. They take everything from you and create their own with their prejudices and their mind games. You know what I'm saying? So that you don't dominate the earth because you are the earth dominator. You are the earthling. You know what I'm saying? So anything on earth you dominate. And what thing they can't copy is the movement that you have with the sun. So dancing and rhythm, you know what I'm saying, is interbred into your melanin structure. It's an energy that comes with the rhythm of the not with the rhythm, with the energy of the sun. You know what I'm saying? They cannot reproduce that. You know what I'm saying? So what they will do though is copy it. So you'll have a dancer who'll just watch a black person, 1 and 2 and 3, yeah, and 4 and 7 and 3 and 2 and yeah, and 2 and 4 and 7 and yeah, and you know what I'm saying, and try to make it look quite natural. But then you'll have a child who ain't been taught shit. You know what I'm saying? Just woke up out the mama womb, 2 or 3 years old, and just knocking out moves like yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. You know what I'm saying? Just by listening. You understand? That's the difference between us and them. There's clear differences. So you want to be like them, that's fine. If you've got friends that like them, that's fine. If you're mixed race, that's fine. I'm not knocking mixed race people. I'm saying that what has happened to you, that you can't be both. You can't want the best for Earth and the earth people them and want to big up the people them that have been doing it. No, I'm not talking about people's mum if you're mixed race, because that's what my brethren think. I'm talking about his family and all that. I don't know what your family was like. I don't know if your family was ex-slave holders and then they became, I don't know what they are. You must know. Your dad must know. I never created you. You know what I'm saying? Your dad decided that this is what he was going to do, and that's what happened. That's not my fault. I'm not talking about him, and I'm not talking about her. Your mum saying that white people, this is what they do. This is how holistically I perceive them. You know what I'm saying? If anybody perceives them differently, then you can tell me. You can phone me and say, well, that can't be right. You know what I'm saying? And so we can discuss how I come to my conclusions, and you can discuss how you come to yours. You know what I'm saying? But I can tell you one thing. Mine will echo forever. I can tell you that much. Because if you can tell me that what they're doing to the earth is good for the earth, then you must be in another planet. Because you can't be on this one. Everything they touch destroys and hurts the organism called earth, the compound, the organ, the rock, the living, breathing thing called earth, which is us, the earthlings, the children of earth. We are the human beings. We are the child that comes from earth. Cobalt, magnesium, sulfur. Everything that's in earth is in the human being. Not in all the human beings, though. As you know, that a lot of human beings are just finding out about vitamin C. So if you've been here from the beginning of time, how comes just now you know about vitamin C? If you were here from the beginning of now, how comes just now you know about this? You know what I mean? Because they've gone through this old primitive, savage stage of existence where they hate everything about humanity and human beings. They destroy everything. They live off of stones and rocks and chewing, raw blood, you know what I'm saying, and chewing raw animals and raw meat, you know what I'm saying, and slowly coming around to a more civilized, not even civilized, their civilization is yuck. They're coming around to a more natural and human way of living, and then they're trying to make it like it's their thing, like they're finding out all these things. Hold on a minute. What is it you found out? Coffee? Oh, no, man, that was already here. What have you found out? I don't know. What? Vitamin C? Oh, that was already. Smoothies? You know what I'm saying? Who developed smoothies in this country? Who helped to set that on it? The Jamaicans did. The Jamaicans came here, and a lot of, as you know and we know, there weren't no juices before the Jamaicans. If you can tell me that time, tell me the time before the 90s. Tell me about the 80s, all the smoothies in the 80s. Because I can tell you that most of the Jamaicans that came here started the game of smoothies. They're the ones who came with the peanut mix, the bunt mix, the avocado mix. The Rasta man was the one who came with the avocado mixing with the this, that. You know what I'm saying? White people didn't come with that. They're cloners. They're colonizers. They just see something and clone it and copy. They're clones, more or less. They're lunatics. They're from the lunar cycle. We're from the sun cycle, from the sunset, and they're from the lunar set. Lunar, the moon. Guess what? I just thought of that coming up here. I swear to you, I just thought of that coming up here. I was chatting to someone and that just came to me. The lunatics, yeah? The function from the moon. The whiteness. You say how white the moon is. I know how brown the sun is. Some lunatic them. But some of what I'm saying is just conjecture and it's just my view. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of what I'm saying is, well, in fact, all of what I'm saying is just my view. It's not, you know what I mean? It's not factual. It's just an observation, which I use these particular factors to justify. You know what I'm saying? The fact that, they act like a virus. They act like a virus. They go into the O's. Everywhere they've been, they pretend that they like the people, them, and then they go and they steal and they destroy them, like HIV. That's why I think that's why they're so germ warfare-ish, because I think they're like unto earth. You know what I mean? They're like a germ. They're like a virus. They're like a disease. You know what I'm saying? Everything they touch, they destroy. You know what I'm saying? Everything that's natural, like, they've got the earth giving out all the greatness it wants to give out in terms of its food and all that, and they come in and they decide to fuck with that. They create another form, a strain of food that nobody knows what it's doing to the other foods, but they don't care because they're not earthlings. They're not from here. They have no earthling values. You understand what I'm saying? Nobody, you know what I mean? Like, if you're a hustler and you're selling drugs, and you're selling crack or you're selling weed, you don't sit down there taking and snuggling, smoking all the weed and all the crack that you can until you're fucked. You know what I'm saying? You don't do that because you realize that then you won't be able to make no money. You understand? Because you're sensible in the terms of understanding that much. So you tell me, why is it there's a race of people that are here that decide that this planet ain't worth saving, so they're going to do everything they can to destroy it and put all the amount of poisons and toxics toxins they can into the earth to help the earth to grow. You're going to poison it because a toxin is a poison. Most of the foods that we eat has got toxics in it. I mean, your sugar, if you look at some table salt, it's got cyanide in it. You know cyanide's a poison. It's got another type of cyanide, but it's called cyanide. It's a child of cyanide. Like I'm a child of earth. Yeah, they've got so much poisons in every day. Your water is full of, the tap water is full of so much toxins and poisons that they're using to clean it. You know what I'm saying? Everything they touch, they toxify. How can they be children of earth? How can the race of them be children of earth? Now, some of them have already bred into black and bred back out of black. So some of them are more human than others. So that's a difficult. So when I'm saying, I'm not talking about the individual white person. I'm talking about what the race has done, you know what I'm saying, and is doing to earth and its populations, both white and black. They are a vicious, wicked, criminal race. You know what I'm saying? According to one race of people. If you're saying that, I mean, according to any race, they are. You know what I'm saying? They create laws that are so twisted. You know what I'm saying? You know, 1 minute, they've killed many black people by the police. Yeah? We know that. We're all scared of them. We know that because they're killed. Remember, that's coming to England. Remember, we talked about the American invasion of England. I told you that you're going to see more Americans here and more Americans in high places. I told you all of that ages ago. Yeah? And I'm going to keep telling you that, but you'll see it anyway. Yeah? So they killed them, and then the other day, a black policeman shoots and kills. Yeah, a black policeman shoots and kills a white woman, and guess what happened? No. In fact, you know what? A little bit interactive here. I want you to text me or phone me and tell me what happened to the black man. All right then, the black man, the white people that have shot black police, like loads of them, probably hundreds of them. Out of all of that, maybe 2 have gone to jail, maybe 2 have lost their jobs. You know what I'm saying? Now, 1 black man has shot 1 white woman. You tell me by text or whatever what you think has happened. Yeah, until so I'll play a tune until I get an answer. You want to be a bit interactive today and see what people come up with. As many as you possibly can. Just let me know. It's a bit interactive. Tell me what you think happened to the black man who shot the white woman. Just describe it any which way. 07931 276 232. 07931 276 232. Tell me, text me, tell me what you think happened to the black man, the black police officer that shot a white woman. Tell me what you think. Given that, given what we're up against, given that, it's all about law and justice and, you know what I mean, keeping it real.
You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Unfortunately, you don't have enough credit to make the call.
Yeah, you can't box no man in his face with your jaws, bruv. Yeah, what kind of bread is that? What would you want, bruv? Yeah, can't box no man in his face with your drawers. Kind of chick are you? Why are you looking to do that? That's disrespectful. You know what I'm saying? What may I say? Are you going to answer me? Oh, here we go. What happened to the black policeman? What do you think happened as a black person? Listen to a black show run by this black guy called Doctah X. What do you think happened to the black man who shot the white police woman? The black policeman who shot the white woman? Like how the rest of the black or whites shoot the blacks, yeah? Right, so let's see what, if anybody, is it coming through, bro? Hello? Hello?
Yeah, right up yourself. Yeah, X, can you hear me?
Yeah, clearly, bro. Who's that?
Yeah, I'm calling from over. them fags.
Yeah, what's your name, bro?
Naya.
Naya, well, go on. You got to give me some name, bro. It don't really matter.
Yeah, no, good to hear you on the radio, you know?
Yeah, respect, bro. Yeah, man.
I think your voice, though, the voice, man, the thing about Genesis is that I think I don't know, the sound, you know what I mean? The sound is not that, I mean, it's low, I think.
Oh, what, my mic sound or my music sound?
The music sounds high and the voice is low.
All right, cool. Let me see if we can adjust that. Thanks for that.
Yeah, man, but big up yourself on the radio, you know what I mean? Good to hear that, alright, because I think I share a lot of you share a lot of my views. You see, when I talk to people, they, you know, even my own family, they think I'm nuts.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? They think I'm mad.
Well, bro. I get that as well.
You know, and like, you know, your family might be Christian or some of them, and you can't, your own mother. Yeah. But the thing is, yeah, you see that you talked about that policeman, yeah? He looks a bit, I don't know, it's a good signal for them, you know, because he looks a bit mixed race as well. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I think he's Somalian, bro. He's Somalian, the brother. He can't hear me though. It's gone off somewhere. It's coming through and I can't hear him now. Oh, for fuck's sake. So what now? Where's the charger? Show me. This. So where the plug it? This one. Yeah. I'm to you. I'm to you, Dennis.
I'm just bad behaved like you, X.
Come on, bro. I'm not bad behaved at all. Like, we just lost that cooler, bro.
Yeah, you can call back. It'll just switch itself back.
Sorry about that cooler. That the phone switched off. Yeah, you're like me then, Naya. You know what I'm saying? I get it all the time. They think I'm nuts. But I'm telling you, everything, you know, they thought I was nuts when I said that you're going to see man kissing on the show on TV. You know, when I was saying this in 2000 and all that, they were saying, no, that's not going to happen. Because the mindset of that time, people thought that, you know, things like that's not going to happen because people was looking out against it. I said, you don't know what I go on. You know what I'm saying? You know, people say that, oh, you know, like when I say to them that angels are aliens, how are you talking about? You're going to learn. You will learn, yeah, because they're not connected enough to enough stuff. They're caught in a small circle like a CD. You know what I mean? I'm in some beach ball type of stuff. You know what I mean? I'm in some big place that I'm looking at. They're in some little tiny little place. So obviously, if you're only looking in a tiny little place in a tiny little venue, you only see tiny little things. You know what I'm saying? There's so much more to existence to see and to assimilate and to know about that. You know, it's very difficult to talk to people who just live in, like, especially people who just live from one book. You know what I'm saying? And feel that book that they live from is the thing. Well, it just should be louder, then, isn't it? Then I wouldn't have to. I could just stay here. Where's what's name? No, this one. 1, 2. Yeah, that's better. You see? Then I could just move around. Okay, Shriek. All right, hello? 1, 2, 1, 2. Yeah. So, where was I? Yeah, so once you're in a small little, I've got a saying, think outside the blocks, innit? Because they put blockages in your way so that you don't understand the colonization of Earth. This is not the colonization of Africa. This is the colonization of Earth. Your brother, as a human being, yeah, your brother is an Australian, yeah, as a human being. As a human being, your brother is a North American Indian, Apache. He's your brother. He's your cousin. He's your, you know what I'm saying? He's related to you as a human being. You know what I'm saying? Your Indian brother. You know what I'm saying? I'm not talking the new Indian, the one that's been assimilated into the white. I'm not talking that Indian. I'm talking the original Indian. He's the one that they destroyed and murdered and split. Because you know what the whites do? They go in there and they split India into two, and you got the Pakistanis and you got the Indians. Yeah, they went in there. Before that, these people lived in harmony, and that's what they do. I mean, that's the Hello? Genesis?
Yes, bro.
Oh, you back?
Yeah, I don't know if that was the agents, man. The agents cut me off, bro.
No, the phone, the what's name went, the energy went on out of it, but cool. Yeah, go on, son.
Yeah, but your voice sounds crisp now, bro. What Dennis done his magic.
Yeah, he did.
Hey, Richard. Dennis, I engineer over years back. Scientist.
He's in the studio. And you're getting a big up round there.
Yeah, rise up, Dennis, man. You know what I mean? But yeah, man, keep doing what you're doing, man. We need more of the voices, you know?
You know what I mean? We're all black. We're from the human family. You know what I'm saying? We are the original human beings of Earth. We are the original Adam and Eve. These people that have come to Earth, because I keep trying to tell people, they've come to Earth. Now, where they come from, I don't know. I'm not. You have to. Time will tell. Like time has told me now about this destruction of Earth and the colonization of the entire Earth. Where's the black?
Yeah.
Remember they showed you the cheddar man as a black man. Where is he gone? Why are they all white now?
Hey, Bridget, because I see it as you know the film The Matrix, yeah. Yeah. That is the Bible, brother. You should watch that film, yeah. You should know because we're talking about
as a thing, brother. I've been selling that for 15 years. I've been selling The Matrix as the
they even said it themselves, right? That they are the virus. Yeah. They're the virus, right? Because when they go, like you said, when they go everywhere, they just like take over things and just like multiply and just it doesn't do nothing for the earth. It just like it takes over and just decays it and just
erodes it.
Serious thing.
Yeah, everywhere they've gone, they've been to North America. They destroyed the North American. They destroyed his food. They poison. They're good with poison. They're a race that works with poison. They poison them. They rape their children. They murder their grandkids. They murder their grandmothers. You know what I'm saying? They took away their land. They now occupy the land, and the people them live in devastation.
But you got to see you got to try and see what they did to China with the opium and thing like that, right? But the Chinese the Chinese locked them off though. The Chinese locked them off, and then they just gathered together. And look what they tried to do to the Korean, right? They're trying. What's his name? Trump had to talk to him now because they got. This is what I'm trying to say. You got to fight them with. The only thing that these people understand is power, violence. Yeah, violence. You gotta have a bigger bomb than them, or just as big a bomb, and then they will talk to you. Other than that, they just come and just like look at the they got bases. There's another thing that's going on now. They got bases in Ghana, in Africa, but they had it from a long time, Bridget.
But what they're doing, sorry to cut you, bruv, but the Koreans and the Japanese and the Chinese are Caucasians. They went there a long time ago, and remember the original blacks of the original black Shaolin monks and all that. They murdered them off and created a version of them, the lighter skin version. They murdered they murdered off the black samurai, and now when they talk about the black samurai, they dress him in black instead of him being the actual black man.
I'm telling you, my man. Sorry to cut you, my man. I tell you, he tells you that Ronoko Rashidi, my man will tell you that because he's been to all them countries, right? And he's seen the things on the wall. I just took the things on their caves, brethren. They got bigger lips and bigger nose than you.
Yeah, absolutely. Even
and they've been there for thousands of years.
Even the original Buddha, there's so many. They've reconstructed so much of history to put themselves as earthlings. They're not earthlings. I don't remember. This is an opinion of mine. I don't believe they're earthlings. I don't believe because they're so cancer-like to the earth. They so don't fit in. They so don't like earth. They so don't like other human beings. Human beings are designed. Human beings which are black. When I say human beings, I mean black. I'm fed up of saying that all African. Human beings means you're black. It means you're brown skin. Anything other than brown skin people, I don't know where they come from. Yeah. So I'm saying that when they come and they see human beings, they murder them. They kill them. They rape their children. How can they be human beings?
Yeah. You see what you're saying as well. What you're saying there is actual historical and fact. Now you can go to any document, anything, even up to now. You can go and see it, right? But the thing, what they do is because they're very good at they got the media. That's what you and sex. That's what you and Dennis, because they're very important. Yeah, because you're the only media that's saying something that's trying to tell the truth. Do you know what I mean? All the rest is just like propaganda and we call it menticide, where it's continuous brainwashing, right? You can't even watch. I can't even watch the TV.
Me too. Me too. I'm not really.
Or the radio. The radio. You can't even watch. Even the so-called conscious community. You know what I mean? I have to go to America, and I don't even want to go to America to listen to, Sarnetta and those type of things. I want to see what's going on here.
I said to you before, until people keep bigging up America, and I'm telling you, until you push forward your best British, brother, the best mindsets. You see what I'm going. You see with Stormzy and Skepta, and Joshua. When you start bringing forward the mindset, don't you see how level all them guys are mentally? Do they look like dickheads to you? They sound dickheadish to you. Any of them? You understand what I'm saying? The levels that we are here is not like the levels they are there. So they're refusing to push us forward consciously. So these guys sit back, and when you talk to them, any of them, you see how conscious they are. Skepta, Stormzy, you name it, because they all come through like and the early guys, who also used to listen to like Ghettoology and the man them from back there who used to talk the conscious stuff. We're very conscious, not in the sort of African dress way, but in the knowledge sense. You know what I'm saying?
Right, you know it's though, bro. You know it's though, X though. That enough of them. What my brethren said to me as well, right? A lot of them are from the motherland. You know, their parents. They're directly. They're not letting the Caribbean ones, like the people that from like us that came over from our parents from the Caribbean. I'm not saying any different, but you notice that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You notice that they're letting them
you
through.
know what? I tell you the truth, I prefer them because people like they were stupid. They didn't have nothing to say. They chat shit. They with respect. I'm telling you, I listen to them. I never respected any of the Jamaican artists that came, because when they start to talk, they talk rubbish. They talk absolute crap. Like they just talk about fucking. One of the time, one of them was talking about McDonald's, like he wants to be a part. Like what the hell are you on about, brother? I prefer the African youth because he's much more stable. He's got a lot of the African youths, mothers, they're married. A few of them, like Stormzy, I don't know what the situation with Stormzy, but they've got long-standing relationships. You know what I'm saying? They're not in a baby mother, 6,000 baby mother syndrome. I prefer them.
Yeah. Serious thing, bro.
I'm of a Jamaican heritage. You know what I'm saying? I prefer them. I'm not on about. I told you, I'm about the human family. I'm not all this connection with like rare. You know what I'm saying? There's things I do prefer in Jamaican than I do in any other race. But I'm just saying, I'm gonna keep it real. These guys are much more stable when they go to the mic, and they're much more conscious when they go. These guys, they chat one.
Yeah. And then they got the connection to the motherland as well. It's like they can say, I've been to Nigeria. Like I think Tiny Temper on Jamie Oliver had, and he was like cooking for the white. He was the only white black man there, and he was saying like, my mum cooked this jollof and rare. I hear what you're saying, because you know what, the Caribbean culture, right? We don't realise that we're effed psychologically. We're effed, and we continue. The thing what I don't like, right? We continue to blame the white man instead of looking. You can't beat up. Like I said, right? You can't see your mother or your father beat up your mother when you was younger, and then 50 years later, you're still beating up your wife to say, because I saw my father beat up my mother, that's why I'm beating up my wife. Sometimes you have to look at our culture as well. We have to look at ourselves. Some of the susu. Instead of rising up on brother to say, let him big him up, right? We're like, you see, look at Doctah X down there. Look, we see him. He look a bit rough the other day, and you know what I mean? It's so. Our culture is like just so.
Because our culture is properly infected by that virus. You know what I'm saying? We don't come from that culture. Human beings are not of that. That's why everywhere they've ever been, human beings were living in harmony. In Australia, in India, in Africa, in New Zealand, in Canada, they were living in harmony. So how are we of that? We're not of that. We've been given that. You know what I'm saying? They put that on us. They're the susu. They're the bad mind. They're the double standard. They're the two-face. And we now are part of their criminal enterprise. You understand?
We're
that's how human beings act. That's not how human beings act. Otherwise, we'd have been acting like that when they came to us. They didn't come. We weren't like that when they found us. And all over the planet, I'm talking about, all where the whole human society existed, wherever these people came from or beings came from.
Yeah. It's a serious infection, bro. You see what you're saying, man. It's a serious infection, and we need to disinfect. How can we
Brother, I don't know. We're losing. We have got nothing. Listen, they smashed all our genetic gene pools. They killed all our energetic people, all the people who manipulated energy. They murdered them first. See? So the energy that we draw from the sun through the melanin, they murdered us type of people. Then they went about murdering the warrior gene pool because they're smart. They understand that we breed any girl that got a face and a batty. You know what I'm saying? You know, with the Africans, why you find a lot more intelligent Africans, because they have a different way of breeding. They breed through family and da-da-da-da-da. So anywhere you get a consistency of genetic reproduction, you're going to get that type of gene. So if you go
look at Prince Harry, bro. Sorry to cut you, bro. Yeah. Look at Prince Harry. They had to bring a little melanin.
Because he's melanated, you know, the ginger hair, brother. Is in that brother's genes. There's some Negro. That's how you end up with the ginger hair. That's why the British never used to like the Scottish. They used to call them ginger because that was
That's cool. For real.
Yeah, when they took over. Remember, Irish and Scottish people were the last of the British Isles blacks. You know what I'm saying? It was the Europeans versus the Irish and the Scottish, because they were still the dark skin thingy bob. So
the Celts, the Celts.
You see it. So they went to war with them and destroyed them and created this version of white people that are now Scottish, and this version of, you know, that's why the Irish and the blacks, because they're the last of the blacks of that. That's why we get on so well. The Irish and the blacks get on better more than the British Isle people. Them even the Scottish. So this boy, thingy bob, his DNA is calling out to some black. His DNA DNA that says, I fancy that nearly black chick. DNA.
But what about the Jewish people, right? How come because these people are not really I don't think we were
the colonizers of Jews. What happens with what they do? This is how white people operate. They go into your culture, like the white rastas and all that. They go into your culture and they sit back. They're a virus, remember? You know, look what a virus does. Google a virus.
Yeah. For real.
Go into the host, hang out for a bit, look at what HIV does, and then pretend they're down with you. Look what they did to every race, every human family on the planet they've done it to. They hang out for a minute, watch what you're dealing with, look what your strengths and weaknesses are, and then they slowly but surely assimilate themselves and make them be better than you. You see, Vibes Cartel turning fierce from black to white. You know what I'm saying? You see all them black girls now want white faces instead of black ones. You know, see them no one.
Yeah, but I think he turned back black now, you know. I think he turned back black. He's been in prison, so he didn't have to bleach.
There's no cream, bruv. There's no cream in jail, bruv. So he's got to be, the blackness has to come back. That's natural. You know what I'm saying? But the point I'm making is, you know what I'm saying? Same thing Michael Jackson did. You know what I'm saying? But the white, remember, the ability to move with the sun don't come from being white. So if he was white, he couldn't move like that. He can only move like that after he reaches a certain level of copying. You won't see no little young children moving like that unless they have something to clone, because they don't have the sun energy to drive them with the it's energy. That's why they kill all our what you call spiritual healers, energetic people, the people that control energy, because we are those of energy. We are the people of the sun, right? So with the Jews, that's what they did. So now all the Jews are Russian and Caucasian, yeah. You're born in the sun. And you're now all white people. So they must have used a process. Remember, Hitler then went to murder off the rest of the blacks. You know what I'm saying? Because if you look at there's a couple of Jews, a comedian Jew called, what's his name, Jackie Gleason or something like that, or something like that. He had the living afro, a white man. Yeah, living curly. Some old time comedian. I was looking it up. I forgot his name. Some Jackie Gleason or Jackie something or whatever. You understand what I'm saying? But
But
they remember they took the gold teeth out. I remember watching these programs when I was a youth. They took gold teeth, and I saw pictures of man with afro when they were showing the pictures of.
Listen, I was watching a thing over there because they got this thing on yesterday, right? The History Channel, right? I only got the free thing, right? I don't pay for anything, but and they was talking about the historical Jews and the Bible and these scientists, yeah, and they went to this tribe, right? They're called Lemba or something like that.
Lemba, yeah.
Yeah, and they're saying that they're Jews, yeah? And then the man was saying, and he went to trace them and see how they come with a boat and and the covenant and all this type of thing. But what you said, right? What they do is like they take over the whole history of your thing and hide it with their network of thing.
And revise it.
Yeah, because it's there's nowhere historically in the Bible where it says about Jesus and all these type of people. There's no I mean not in the Bible. I mean historical facts.
There's so much things that they're hiding. You know, where do you think eczema come from? The scaly people, them, yeah, that came to this planet. That's where eczema comes from. Yeah, there's a group of people that came to. They got scales. So eczema is a crossbreeding between a human being and this scaly version of people. You can believe me if you don't. There's people on this planet, and there's evidence of people on this planet today. The cone heads. There's all types of people that have been to this planet.
I've seen them, definitely. Right. I've seen some strange people, bro.
Let's keep it black, bruv. Let's keep it human, bruv. Let's because the humans, they just see. The humans don't have prejudices and beliefs that they just. If they see a snake man come up to them, they say, "Hello, you all right?" You know what I'm saying? Because they have no fear of that type of
yeah.
Oh, and and run and hide. They'll go like, they'll say hello to a snake being, whatever being you are. They'll say hello because they don't have that fear. But the beings that are aggressive now, they know that they've been indoctrinated with the fear, so that they can't, that if they see something, run, go hide, and I want to kill them.
Yeah. That run and hide business wasn't us, because we were sitting under the baobab tree, right? And you see, I've seen pictures of man walking with lion and big elephant, So all that thing where fear, what's that thing called? What they say? Fear, fight and flight.
Yeah, fight and flight mechanism.
That's rubbish, man. Because
they had that
when they were sitting in the caves. You know what I'm saying? When they had to, them man come and raid their cave, or whatever, or you see all them pictures there where that man there.
The only people that could live in those caves comfortably are people without melanin, because you needed melanin to be on Earth. The fact that the Earth has been redistributed with the cold and the Antarctic and all that by either because it's been hit by a meteor or whatever is now why these people can sustain themselves in the sun. Imagine that blazing sun was nothing like this blazing sun.
Yeah.
Jesus, rude boy. Imagine it just open to. There's no pollution. There's nothing to stop the rays hitting you like nothing, brother. You know what I'm saying? So
that's why I think they're scared of climate change, X. I think that's going to be the thing. Yeah, because if the temperature raises like 2 degrees even, they're finished. They're finished, man. Do you know what I mean?
They're not finished. They will finish us. You see what I'm saying? You have to look at what you're working with. They're a relentless group of people. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's the elites of them or whatever, they're relentless. They're coming to destroy. They function from destruction like a cancer. Like them say cancer going into remission. It doesn't go away. It come back if you give it a minute. It's back. That's what I'm saying. So they're not. It's not easy to just. Everybody wants that ending, that happy ending story. Like this is Hollywood. This ain't Hollywood. Hollywood all the time. The fact is, these people are relentless, and I don't know how to stop them. I'm not even in that stage yet to think about that, because people in our community think outside what they even know what they're talking about. Talk about stuff that there is no resolve whatsoever, but they make up a resolve so that people can feel happy and go away with the Hollywood ending. There's no Hollywood ending to this, brother. I have no idea what these people are going to end up doing to this planet and to us, the Earthlings. I have no idea. And it also,
I think they're. Man talk about they've been to the moon. Listen, have they been scuba diving, bro? They're you have to go under the sea to see it. You're talking about discovering places, you have to go under the sea.
Oh, under the earth, brother. Even under the earth, brother. There are places that they can't go on this planet. You know what I'm saying? You can't. If you go to the edge of North, they won't let you pass certain parts of. They've got guards and soldiers guarding certain parts of the earth. So you can't go beyond that. Why are they guarding the earth? You know what I mean? These people are imprisoning you on this planet with their vibes. Why are they guarding the edges of the earth so that man can't go beyond? Like if people that want trace or track further down, they've got guards that say no, you can't go past this point. Why? What's going on?
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You can't get away from them, man. They can't get away from them, man. You're right. It's a big prison, bro.
They've been here decades, thousands, or maybe 100. I don't know. But what they're doing is I believe, right, as a virus like cancer, I believe they just destroy and move on, destroy and move on. I believe. Remember, belief. This is belief, bruv. Remember, everybody believes what they want to believe. What happened to the rest? What happened to Mars, bruv? What happened to, you know what I mean? I believe that there's been so much existence in existence itself that's way beyond what me and you can remember.
Yeah.
Why are we living in a solar system that has only one functionable planet? I don't understand.
Yeah.
It's a solar system. You know what I'm saying? That's run by the sun. And I believe that these people, they go, these devils or whatever you want, these angels or this race or whatever they did, you know, like if you watch Star Wars and have the Borg or whatever, it's a race of
Yeah. They think assimilate the race, man.
Beings that go through, brother, just like I said about the police thing, yeah? What would you, if I was to ask the question, if white people was to find another planet that had a particular resource on it that made white people invisible or people invisible, what kind of trade do you think they would do with that planet? None.
Right.
They'd go in there and create war, destroy the people of the planet, enslave them, and take whatever that resource is. They don't have no history of negotiating with another race fairly. They have none on this planet.
Yeah.
So
this is what I'm saying, because all the history, like you're saying, is that these people. Because if you look at it though, X, right? When you come from this country, they never had all you got over here is chalk. Really, they got no food, nothing. So all the men like what they sent out the Queen, what's his name, the tobacco man. Drake and all them type of man there, right? They went out to find out things, but instead of like negotiating with the people, they should have not negotiated with the people. They just shoot them off and kill them, bro.
Brother, do you understand? These people, they don't know what time it is on Earth. That's why I don't believe they come from here. How on earth could you have a place on Earth where not nah grow? Yeah, you that? That means that they had no idea how to farm the earth, that they had to go to where it was already done. How on earth, you're living in a place on earth where not now grow? You forgot somewhere else. How did that come about, bruv?
It's the climate. The climate. They have to live in the climate, and then plus they have an island where they was so xenophobic, where no one gets come by sea.
Why the climate change just for them? You understand me? I say on just for them side of the world, and them only managed to drop Dessa. Cause don't say that they're not blacks. They're not from the human race. They don't originate as human beings. They originate as something else, and they turned into synthetic human beings. That's why they're trying to call everybody human now. Look what they're doing to the family, and like what are you saying, bro? You know, eons. We're not talking eons. I don't even know if you can measure that. We're not talking like 5 years or 500 years. We're talking eons of family relationship and connection. This group of people are coming to say they're going to destroy.
What do you think about the thing there where they say that they rather say they come from monkey than they say they come from African? You know what I mean? They said they miss out the thing where they said they went to they got trapped in the in the Caucasus Mountains, for thousands of years. But they would rather say you see them pictures, right, where they say you see the monkey grows up to them and in turn to the white man, but there's no African man there. You know what I'm saying? So they'd rather say
the original Greek and the original Roman are the hairiest horse man them and some of the Indians them because they're mixed in with them. You know what I mean? Are the hairiest of asses of man them on the planet, like monkey hair.
Yeah.
Remember, I'm telling you now, like the African doesn't have monkey hair. It hasn't got Sasquatch hair. Them man, they have to shave their back, rude boy. They have to shave their body.
I'm telling you, brother.
When did your grandparent or anybody that you know that had to shave their body?
Nah.
Who do you know?
Nah, they're smooth. We're smooth, man. We're smooth.
We're not from the same origin. That's why. But remember, they're mashing up our origin and creating. That's why there's a confusion because they're not. We're not. That's why you have the white race as a race. You know what I'm saying? And the black race. So you've got the white race and the human race. So what is this other race called white? You know what I'm saying? Oh, this other race. What's the other race? They've got some other, another race they mentioned. Why have we got races when we're all
mankind?
Human?
They got mankind.
You know what I'm saying? We're all humans. So if we're all humans, then we should all have the same facilities. Why is your nose big like board? You're telling me that you were brought up in the mountains and your nose is so big, if I put my hand to the side of it, it's the length of my hand. How did you end up with a nose like that? and we don't have nothing in our culture like that at all.
Yeah, yeah.
So how did it mutate into one of us?
The Neanderthal thing in it.
Yeah, where comes the Arabs who've got these big ass beak noses? You know what I'm saying? And you're one of us. How did you? What was the need of the mutation of man? Because as we know, Earth is an organic substance, so it's only going to mutate you to suit your environment. What environment did you come from where your nose had to be so big, so long, and so thin that nobody else on the planet is like that but you and your little gene pool? So you tell me.
I watched this thing called Titan yesterday. Titan, yeah, where they said that they need to go to this place called Titan because the destruction. You see these films as well, right? It's like it's telling the certain things I want. Right? They said that the Earth. The thing was boring, yeah, because I had to forward it, but what happened, right? They're trying to change a human being, right? Because they said that at this Titan place, right, the atmosphere wasn't as good. You know what I mean? You have to you can't breathe as well. So what they tried to do is change the human, you know what I'm saying, to make him live on the Earth because the Earth was going to be match up. Yeah, but the man, they changed the man so much. But what I'm saying is like I just connected that to what you're saying here because, right, I think your theory is quite good because what you're saying, the features and all that kind of character, the characteristics of them, the destruction kind of the virus, you know, where they just destruct everything, Bridget, and take over everything. Yeah, that's not the planet Earth. As you said, the planet Earth, right? We grow. It's like that thing called they had another film where they had these blue people, the blue people, tall people, right? And
Avatar.
Yeah, Avatar, right? And they went to the Earth and tried to take over their planet as well. Yes, but they couldn't really take over the planet because there wasn't. Nah, man, it's a serious thing now, Bridget.
Yeah, brother. And as soon as I start talking like this, what is it's important to recognise. Once they know you know some, you'll see black people in those parts now. The fact that they've realised that you've recognised something, then all of a sudden you'll see black people being like dictators, getting star roles, being fucked up characters and killing people. Before that, they didn't even roll with black. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Every time you find something out, they find another way to readdress it so they can say you're just like us. We're nothing like them. But all the guys that want light, they want, you know, they've lost their soul or they lost their solar energy to these people. So now remember the Brazilians are now white. They're now mixed race. They're mixed of Polish and African, and they still call them black. You cannot call a mixed race person black because you're giving away your heritage. They must know that they're between.
But yeah, they're killing. Look at they killing woman over there, you know, a politician. They're just killing people. They think they're killing people over here. Like they killed a brother of a broccoli, right? They said he was mentally unstable, right? But you don't hear about that one. You hear about the man in America. You understand? What are we doing about this brother where they just kill? That means using police contact, yeah? And they just kill the man in the garden. Kill the man in the garden and nothing's happening. Nothing going for them.
They're a race of murderers, bruv. Any opportunity they get, they've been killing black people for God. It's inherent in them. Remember, they're a virus. And they're trying to kill the host. So the government pays these people. So what people are looking at, they're looking at the police. Who pays the police? Who are the police enforcing for? They're enforcing for the rulers of the country, which is the government. They're paid government employees. And no matter how many people they kill, nothing happens. That means the government is sanctioning these murders. So it's different to the government. Remember, the government sanctioned slavery. The government sanctioned the taking of slaves' property. You know, as long as you was a slave, any of your property. The government sanctioned
the queen.
Any property that you had as a slave belonged to your owner. So you know what I'm saying. This is how they've evolved and lived. You cannot.
Like what you're saying at the top of your thing, right? The top of your argument where I phoned in. That man, the same thing what you're saying is right. That same policeman in America, right? When Adam killed off the man,
to jail,
they shot the brother, right? The little 25-year-old in his grandmother's garden, you know, 20 times, 8 times in the back, right? And then because this one Fed shoot Becky, right?
One shot him.
They highlight.
Remember, you know, a one shot him give Becky, you know, one singular shot. This brother, they shot after him. Hey, remember, they shot 20 times, which means they missed 12 times. Yeah, so what are you doing, emptying your gun on another human being in that fashion, and his back is turned to you?
I'll tell you, bro, they're not even animal. I'll tell you what, you're right. Hey, listen, bro, you need to come on the radio every week, bro, because seriously, man, you need to spread the message, because people are being too indoctrinated, and like when you see that in your face, people still don't even take notice.
You don't notice what's going on. This is about the destruction of the black race, of the human race, not the black race, the human race. And it's gonna. Don't you see? Even black girls want to be synthetic now. They've got synthetic breasts.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Synthetic hair, synthetic yai. You know what I'm saying? They are moving towards synthesis of their race.
And our sisters are so beautiful, man. Why they have to? Why do they have to?
They are earthlings, brother. The earth can only produce it produces the best. You know what I'm saying? The earth produces the best because it's earth. Earth can only produce what it produces. That's why the beauty of the earth is so. How can you look at a synthetic? How can you look at a synthetic and see that it's more beautiful? That means you're ill. It means you're contaminated.
Psychologically, the virus. I'm telling you, but X, let me let you go, bro.
All right then, Chris. Respect.
Big up Heru, big up Dennis. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Respect, bro. Yeah, you take good care. Respect, man. Yeah. Thank you, Naya, for that call. Respect. Big up Yinka in the out, Wizzy. Thanks for the G up, bruv.
There'll be better days.
I'm nicing.
Whenever I meditate, my fears alleviate.
I ain't see you for a minute, bruv.
My faith don't deviate. I did.
Man, them just not growing old. It's that solar energy, bruv.
Get me closer to heaven.
Man's looking as young as ever. 07931276232. You're in tune to
Forgiveness got him.
Doctah X, the ghettoologist on the People's Talkshow. Yeah, yeah, that's me.
God is really never
the realist. 07931276232. We're talking about human beings, humanity, and rare. Remember, this is the opinion of Doctah X. This is me putting together theories, showing you stuff that actually exists, and we'll use it. As Naya was showing you, that the stuff I'm using is based off of stuff that I've investigated and stuff that actually exists, so I can come to these conclusions. This is not a racist rant. This is not based off of some idea I have in my head. This is based off of stuff I've put together because black people do, as Naya says, do not have a media. Oh, that's interesting. I'll take that call. Oh shit, have I done the wrong thing? Hello?
Yo.
Hello? 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 I think I can't. Hello? Sorry about that. Are you there?
Yo.
Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah.
Where are you, bruv?
Huh?
What's your name, bruv?
It's Double Eyes, man.
Double Eyes, well, go on. Long time, bro.
Yeah, man, but you only come on once a month, bro.
I know. People saying that. I know, bro, but boy, I tell you, it's not even, people ain't even on this thing again like first time, so I got things to do, bro. I can't just, you know what I mean? Like, nobody's doing shit anymore. They're all getting absorbed into the fuckery. Yeah, go on, bro.
Well, it's not. I say this from a lot of different platforms, you know what I mean? Yeah, because the thing, yeah, I'm out for my people. And look, I'm wondering, look at Tom, right? But the problem is that I would do a lot of things. Yeah?
Some chicken, some jerk, if you want it. Or even that, yeah. Some brim. Sorry, bruv. Sorry, Double Eyes, go on. Man was trying to fill up the belly.
I mean, I've been on this journey for a little while, yeah, and what I've realised, right, is that we're crying out for the same thing. Again, when you listen to people that are coming to
I can't hear you, bro. Why have you gone so low?
Alright.
Dennis! Dead. Can't hear the geezer. It's gone low. Dead. I can't hear nothing. What? The phone? Where is it? This one. This one.
Yo, can you hear me?
Wait, show me. Yeah, go on, bruv. Are you putting?
Yeah. I just moved my phone. Maybe it's my phone. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I want it louder than that. Yeah, go on, Dubwise.
Oh, yeah.
That's
So,
better,
all right, let me start from...
Yeah, that's better. Yeah, go on.
Let me start... Yeah. Let me start from the beginning, big man, yeah?
Yeah.
So what I'm saying, yeah, is that, you know what I mean? I watch a lot of documentaries, watch a lot of things, yeah? And my people then tell me certain things, yeah? But at the same, you know, through what I've learned, yeah? With the other CM, we're still on the same square, bro. Is what I'm saying. Cut long story short, I'm 41, big man, yeah? Right? So I'm not a youth. And sometimes I hear these youth calling up. I was listening to Galaxy before this, yeah? And I mean, youths calling up because they're talking about, you know, men beating women and a couple youths call up and everything. I'm listening to all of this and I'm saying to myself, you know the biggest, how can you say, elephant in the room? Is us.
Meaning what we're doing about our situation? Is that what you mean?
No, we are the problem. Is what I'm saying. You know, sometimes we want to turn around, we want to say, you know, we're not the problem. We want to blame some and point a finger. But I'll be honest with you, bro. We're the biggest problem. Yeah, because I've looked back in certain things. When you're going back 60 years, 100 years, and your forefathers are telling us, yeah, that this is this and that is that, and there's a bunch of hypocrites and we're still in the same struggle. There's something, I believe the solution comes from us. Yeah? Okay. So how can we move forward? Now, here's the solution. Yeah? Stop gassing and come together.
Brother, that's not going to happen.
Huh?
That's not going to happen. Stop gassing, did you say? That's not going to happen. Gassing is like, it's a fundamental part of the black existence, bro. To gas, bro. Are you nuts? It's not going to stop.
I don't know, I didn't want to laugh or something, but we got to stop fucking doing it, bro. Sorry for swearing.
It's all good. Yeah. I hear you though, bro, but I'm saying, listen. Most people do not know what's going on Earth. They think it's about black and white and African and da-da. Brother, this is about the destruction of humanity. You understand? We are the human beings and they're about to destroy us. Canada, America, Australia, we are the human beings of this planet. Yes, we weren't violent. Yes, we weren't as technologically advanced as they were, but we weren't doing anybody nothing. Why have you come to our lands and murdered and raped and stolen and abused and left us in squalor so that you can live high and the people who are like you, who are our colour, can live with you? Why have you done that? You are a wicked race of people. Now, you're not going to change that. You're not going to change that if people don't understand that's what's going on. Most people just think it's a black and white thing. They want to lie for a chick, a girl that has a lot. What I don't understand is there's black men who talk about melanin, and their girlfriend has got no melanin or hardly any melanin. How do you work that one out? The girl should be looking for the guy with the highest melanin, and the guy should be looking for the girl with the highest consciousness. Then you can create new versions of yourself, so that you can then find the godlike or the extra superhuman-like quality within man to find out the answers to how to stop this virus from spreading and destroying Earth. The virus called white people. Yeah? But you can't do it in this generation because you fuck anything you see. You know what I mean? You talk about, you focus on a batty, not on an intellect, on a gene pool or nothing. You focus on a batty. You sell in your music destruction of other blacks because remember, all of this has been orchestrated by the white man. He owns everything. He owns media, he owns music, he owns everything. And he makes sure that you operate within his remit. You tell me how you gonna change people like that and they don't understand that's what's happening to them.
Okay. This is how we do it, yeah?
Yeah.
we need to start loving and trusting each other. Yeah? So hear me good now, yeah? Why is it that every nation, I don't need to take it back as far as the Asians, the Africans, and the flipping Eastern Europeans that just come over just yesterday, yeah? If you go back in history, why is it that they can even build their own nation before going into a foreign nation and build a fucking community? So if it's soil again.
Right, but listen, bro, you know, that's what I'm saying. People not understanding what's happening. The white race, the European Caucasian race, both Chinese Europeans, Indian Europeans, Asian Europeans, there are a lot of European Caucasians that are in a part of this plan. They will stop you. Every time black people set up a community in London, England, Canada, America, anywhere, they come in and then they assimilate that community so that they, you know what I'm saying, that community splits apart. They're consistently at war with you so that you cannot set yourself up. People keep saying it's down to black people. You don't understand the war that's being waged against you. They're smart. And they do not want you to survive. Or remember, you are human. You are part of this earth. You could just live without nothing on this earth. They can't. They have to have resources to survive. You don't. You're a human. You're an earthling.
Bro, listen. I created a video, and this is the power of social media. Yeah? I created a video. I went into a warehouse in Croydon. Yeah? It's not a warehouse. It's like a whole wholesale place. Yeah? And you've got Sun Pride. Yeah? Okay. I created a video. I couldn't believe, bro. I created that video just me with my mum, bro. Yeah? I went into the store and I was trying to tell my mum, and I said, boom, I'm going to get to 1.1 person. Yeah? Big man, hear me. That went round social media and reached back to me like about a month, 2 months later. And I've got when the first video landed back to me, I have about 100 of them. I'm responding to them. You know who that is? You know what the problem is, bro? We don't understand the times we're living in. You see, Malcolm X and them man there, if they could wake up out of their grave, then because Trump, you know, Trump in our mouth.
But bro, I hear that. But what I'm saying to you is that, because the first question, what were you saying, is about how to, what basically what the solution is. And I'm saying that if you don't understand how the war is being fought, how can you have a solution to something? You're going to have a solution to something that don't exist. The war is being fought.
So let's get together then.
I know, but bruv, I've been doing this for 17 years on this station. You're not the first. They were saying this 17 years ago. The problem is not the problem is, but I'm thinking that they are so prolific in what they do. We need a serious leader. We need somebody that the people will listen to. There's no other way on the planet. It's no good you're saying, oh, let's get together. If you don't have the right leader, that's why, I mean, come on, look at any part of history. Because I remember on this station they're telling me you don't need leaders. Look at any part of history at any given time in terms of liberation, revolution, whatever, yeah, in terms of just leadership, in terms of like development. You need leadership. They have systematically... Dr. York was one of the best, one of the most influential black men of the 20th century, and they destroyed him. You know what I'm saying? They will not allow you to reconvene Earth. Don't you understand? This is not about African. This is about Australian. This is about Canadian. This is about everyone. They're at war with the Earth people. The human beings of Earth is what they're not at war with Africans.
We chat too much. You know what our problem is, bro? You know the film that really resonated with me? I watched a film called Devil's Advocate, yeah? Now, the devil, in that film, yeah, what he said is that he was talking to Neo, that's the only name that I know, the white guy, yeah? He said that the problem with you is that you want to show that you're rich, yeah? He said, I move undercover. People all pass me on the street, they don't know who I am. Okay, but hear me now. Yeah? This is what we need to do. We chat too much. Yeah? So all we need to do is you and the guy there in the high school, you two meet up on a weekly basis and just talk to 1 and 2 people around you. But hear me.
Oh, no, bruv, no, it don't work like that, brother. We are earth people. We need DNA leadership. We need the real... you see what these are? You don't see how much people are try a thing. They're not from the DNA. They don't have the gift from the heavens. They don't have the gift from the solar system. You can't just wake up one day and become some political leader. That's down to the virus. That's what he does. He can create anybody out of anyone. We have to be God or energetically given to this planet. Like Malcolm X, like Marcus Garvey. You have to be you cannot just decide that you're going to be a leadership for the people on some MP. That's not how we function. We are the earth people. We function from the vibration. So what we haven't done, according to our breeding and according to our enslavement, is steady ourselves enough, because remember, they've affected the music. So now man's talking about taking pharmaceutical drugs and fucking hoes and bitches, and you know what I'm saying? So you've infected that, you've poisoned that, you've toxified that. So there's no way to get the message across that we need to start to breed better so we can breed back into place the right type of leadership. Not the projected leadership that they've given us through their secret agencies, but the real leadership that says, when you hear that man speak, like when I heard Dr. York speak, I knew that man was proper. He was proper. Everybody knew he was proper. He had everybody coming at him.
Proper, bro, but my guy's a fucking alien, bro. The other day, what he was running on, yeah, he had fucking things. I'm swearing, but forgive me, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not in the long pool, bro.
But bruv, I know you are, but it's just you, bruv. I mean, I get that, but and you're frustrated like me. That's why I do the once a month rather than the every week, because I'm saying they're not really on this thing. It's a talk thing. I get it. So I'm not going to pretend that it's more than what it is. Everybody's talking. Nobody's doing anything. Nobody, if you're a Pan-Africanist, you won't move and realize that, okay, that you have a relationship with the American Indian. You have a relationship with the Aborigine. You want to talk about Africa like you're a god. You know what I'm saying? I'm saying these people have a right. They haven't just attacked you. They've attacked the entire planet. So you know that's a small way to think of just Africa if you claim that you are the god of the planet. The god of the planet does not think about just Africa. Then you mean you're thinking that your God is simple and it shows preference. No, it's humanity shows preference to. We know that the Bible has been infected by the European, and he does all kinds of stuff. So we're not sure what is true, but we can learn lessons from it, no doubt. But ultimate lessons, ultimate judgmental lessons, I think that's difficult. So I'm saying that we're right now. Remember they bought out. I was telling when in 2004, I was telling them that they were buying out all the studios, and they're buying out all the record labels because they're looking for control over our music, because they realize that our music is what infuses us. We work off of frequencies and energies. We are earth people. So now they've got control of that. Look what they're selling us. They're selling us the most gangster, most thug. Imagine if you had a thug president, or a thug surgeon, or a thug doctor, or a thug gangster teacher. These are not good things they're selling us.
Love of our youth, bro. I mean, just call it what it is. Them are Tom Batman and Rubo. Let me tell you something.
Yeah, because you're being driven by the virus. Bruv, I understand. Bruv, they dominate, they control. It's like you're in jail, bruv. Like, I get you, but it's not their fault. You know what I'm saying? Not everybody wasn't born powerful. It's like when you go to war, you know what I'm saying, and you're flying your jet or whatever you're doing, or you're shooting your gun, there's got to be somebody at home making bread, bruv. Everybody wasn't born to fight. So a lot of these people, they destroyed our fighting gene. The Ashantis were smashed. The Zulus were smashed. They know what they're doing. So the genetic pool of warriors is not here. We don't even know how, even myself, even Marcus Garvey, even Malcolm X, they didn't pick the right genetic pool because they weren't understanding of what it was to make their people great. So as long as you were Muslim, you're fine. And I fancied you, you're fine. But they didn't know about the other aspects that you needed. How virile was her relationship with the Creator? How virile was she as a force to be reckoned with as my wife? That's what kings and queens do to create greater generations. So the generations of ISIS exist in an era. The generations of the Caesars continue. The generations of the Kennedys continue. The generation of the Rothschilds continue. You can't just go and fuck any chick. You know what I'm saying? Or breed with any man if you want you got to think of your children first. Not have a children for you like you're some little tired little sad little girl or sad little man that me have youth, me have 25 youth for 20 woman. You fucking idiot. know what I'm saying? Like you're a slave. You know, you in order to modify your generations, and it's a deeper, more meaningful execution of duty that you have to do. You can't just go around and fuck girl and drink and drink belly or whatever, drink whatever, and think that that's how you're going to become great. You're just a gangster. You're a thug. You're useless. You're going to live for a moment.
Let me tell you something, yeah. You know what I mean? I'm just going to share this for the benefit of the community, yeah? Right? I never knew my dad, yeah? So I went out there, and the only way that I was trying to find out how I could even have a glimpse of getting connected, I done my DNA, yeah? And I know man was like, why are you serious? Oh, you're for that. But anyway, shut up, man. For you to go fucking help hospital and give blood, yeah? They got more than you spit. I only spit in a little thing, yeah? But anyway, cut a long story short, bro, yeah? I know my surname, and boom, boom, yeah? I link up with the system linked me up with a whole heap of people, and I never give them my name, bruv. They only sent a little bottle, and I spit in it and sent it back. They didn't want my name, they just wanted my address, yeah, to send it back to you. Okay, boom. They linked me up with a whole heap of people with my surname. Alright. Cut a long story short, bruv. After my own investigation, after getting all of that, yeah, I realized that my grandfather had 70 kids. 70.
Jesus Christ.
Now, his brother had 35, and there were 4 of them, and then it just goes down to, I think the last one had about 15. All right.
Right, okay.
Now, there's a few things, because I wanted to know the sicknesses that run through my family lineage, yeah? I wanted to know who is out there that could be related to me. It's the only thing that ties them, actually, yeah?
Bruv, you see what I'm saying? Look how many of them, look how many children them people would have fathered, bruv. Just worthless, walkless, murdering, jailbait children. With respect. You know what I'm saying? Because we know they're there. I'm not saying they're all, and I'm not disrespecting your family.
Yeah, no, but bruv, trust me. Because I never knew my dad, innit? I never knew my dad, bruv.
Yeah, I hear that, brother. I hear that. But I'm saying I never knew my mum, though. You know what I'm saying? We are a disenfranchised group. They murdered and disrespected our group and tore us apart and made them their physical slaves. Not in a good way, in the most horrific. And, you know, they're a terrorist. You know when they keep saying this word terrorist? White people are the original terrorists. They live, all their entertainment is about terror. Their fun is about terror. Their rides is about terror. Their television entertainment is about terror. They're terrorists by nature. The point I'm making is that it's difficult for you to reach a point, you know what I'm saying, without understanding that these people reach a point of development without understanding what these people have done to you. Big up Yinka in the house, man. Yeah, so I'm saying, if you don't understand this type of remember, they're colonizers. They've, like a virus, they colonize the host and then they turn the host into whatever they want until they destroy the host. Yeah, that's what they are. So you're telling, so Al, if you're gonna breed now a version of yourself in multiple,
I've only got one daughter, you know.
Yeah,
she's 17.
Okay.
I want picking me out.
No, I'm bruv. It's not about.
I'm not carrying that fucking shit on, bruv. But you know the wicked thing, bruv.
Like me, bruv.
It's only last year, you know.
Like me, but you're like me though.
I've done that fucking thing.
But you're like me though, brother. There's a few of us. Yinka, you know what I'm saying? There's a few of us that we're not doing that. We're not carrying on that one bag of baby mother thing because these people are stupid. They don't have no sense. They can't control themselves. They splurt in anything that moves. And there's a whole bunch of women that, you know, women are devils as much as men are. That they don't deserve to have kids. You're useless mothers as much as there's useless fathers. So you get what I'm saying. So the idea to create that opening for that Malcolm X to come back or that Marcus Garvey, you can't create it like this. You can't live like this and create it. You know, you can't just say, oh, let's all get together. It doesn't work that way. It goes because we are children of the sun. We are children of the earth. We operate on an organism. You understand? So we have to be organized when we come together. So if we're just going to fuck any chick that we buck because she looks nice in a tight dress or she's got a big bum, you know what I'm saying? If that's what you're basing your children on, you're an idiot. You know what I'm saying? If that's what, if you're basing the children on who can tell Percocet and who can take Molly, you're a dickhead. You know what I'm saying? Because you know what I'm saying? You're part of that race that's gonna always be fodder. But if you're basing this, because remember, you need, the white people that exist now need all their elites to give them laws, to give them surgeons, to give them doctors, to give them architects. You need that level of people. So how the hell are you going to be operating when you've got a music that sells, that's always talking about murdering other black guys, because you keep breeding that same type of guy, so their numbers are disproportionate to the normal population. You know what I'm saying? And you don't have and you're not allowed to say anything because you're talking about, oh, you're racist or you're trying to be like Hitler or something like that. You're not allowed. You don't have no media. This little tiny media we control here. That's it. And if a man, I don't know Dennis, but if a man comes to him and says to him, well, I'll give you $1 million for your station, the station gone, because you don't understand the power of what you have. You only see money. So they sold out BET, they sold out Motown, everything that you choice, everything that you touch. As soon as white people see that it's influential, they will come for you with money that you've never seen before. And then you sell it out and then they control your shit. No different like the churches, bro. Yeah. Remember me, I tell you, remember, so I'm saying. So it's a war that's been fought on many fronts in order to keep you where they want to keep you. So now on Radio 1 Extra, the music is all about them. They control everything that you want to listen to now. Whereas before, you controlled what you wanted to listen to. You controlled your vibes. We had, now they control it. They tell you what to listen to. You got white girls as DJs that they sound like they just came out of fucking secondary school. But they're DJing about music that was about hundreds of years old that they would have never even have heard. Sometimes they play music, they don't even know what the music they're playing. They're just playing it because it's got a title. They're not from this. They're not of this. It's like a job to them, because white people operate from a synthetic point of view, from a clone. Remember, they're colonialists. Which rhymes with the word clone. They clone you. So therefore, when you hear some of these white DJs, they don't know what they're playing. All they do is they're cloning what they've heard before. They have no instinct because they haven't got no melanin. And the little melanin is not enough to drive them for the rhythm and understand. They have to listen to you for long enough to clone you.
Bro, can I be honest with you? Yeah. The biggest thing about it, they're playing it and they're laughing at us, bro. Of course, but it doesn't reflect them. That's not their history. That's not their people, bro. Of course, yeah. But so what then? You know what it is? We coming like Puppy Rascal show. Yeah, of course. We are the biggest fucking puppy show. Anyway, let me come off the line, bro.
I know,
anyway,
bro.
Pick up, yeah?
Yeah, respect, brother. All right, I hear you. I hear your pain, bro. For serious. I'm home. 07931. It's Easter, so I just got some fish and that, and I'm here chilling. I'm saying that. Big up to Dubwise. I know he's screwing. I get that, but bro, don't let them fool you. There's nothing nobody's doing. Nobody's doing nothing. They're just chatting the same old shit. It doesn't matter who come from what country. They're not saying nothing. They're just gonna say what. They're just gonna narrate what's going on. How's that doing anything? You telling me about what's going on in China? What's going on in Africa? Who's taking over what? What does that do for me, bruv? That's just information. I mean, I can get it on the internet. I don't need to. I mean, you're telling me you're not going to pay to see that. If that person can't help to evolve your mind state and make you know about something, then don't go. Don't spend your money on trying to support something. But if you want to do that, you do what anything you want to do. You understand? But don't then say that you are a part of some type of liberating factor when what you do doesn't liberate shit. You know what I'm saying? Just know that you're trying to find out your own way. You're trying to learn for yourself. You're trying to, to evolve yourself. Know that. Know that to yourself, but don't lie to yourself. You know what I mean? Don't lie to yourself. Don't lie to people around you. You know what I'm saying? About who you are. You know what I'm saying? And just try to kid yourself that you're on a thing. You're not on a thing. The thing is that black people are, humanity has been conquered by a next set of people that are looking to destroy human beings. That's just a fact. And I remember saying to you that this is about 2011. I said to you, when I start talking about this human being thing, and I mentioned a day and a date, I can't remember what it was. I said, from here on in, you're going to hear a different talk. You know what I'm saying? Because you have to move on. Nobody can stay. Egyptians aren't still here. You know what I'm saying? The original Muslims aren't still here. You know what I mean? Everything that as it was is not the same. It's moved on to a next level. You know what I'm saying? So you can't just, you can, but I think it's difficult to function from a mindset that was, it's like 20, 30, 50, 60 years old. You have to, there's so much that's been revealed to you in the 21st century that changes stuff. Like, as I said to you, the white Europeans used to give each other blood, trying to, when they had a disease, they used to bloodlet. They used to give each other blood, hoping that would cure the disease. They never knew nothing about different blood types or nothing like that. And it wasn't doing what they thought it was doing at that time. Now they know, you know what I'm saying? So as time went on now, so you can't operate from the point of view that anybody can take anybody's blood. You know what I'm saying? That's silly. You can't operate from the point of view that you can, British people can chat in American today and still get hit records. It won't happen anymore. You see what I'm saying? It would never happen in the first place, but you know what I'm saying? Because the time's moved on. So you have to learn, surgery's moved on, pinhole surgery's moved on. You know what I'm saying? Dietary recognition's moved. Everything's moved on. How are you still in the same place? You die, you're dead, you're frozen. That's why Walking Dead works so well, because it's almost like a metaphor for a reality, that you're frozen in time, you're dead, you're walking dead people. You have no idea what's really going on because you're caught up in a mind state that's frozen you into one way of thinking. So if you're not African, you know what I mean, you're so African orientated that you've lost sight of your humanity. You know what I'm saying? You lost sight of who you are as a human being and who you want to be as an African. African's not a human being, it's a culture, it's a place, it's not a person. You know what I'm saying? It's reminiscence of a place you were born, but it's not a person of it. So anybody, because a white person can be African, a Chinese person can be African according to African. You know what I'm saying? But you know what I'm saying? But I don't know if all of us can be human beings, because it's quite clear of some of the actions of some of these beings on this planet are not human-like. That's why you have the term inhumane, meaning non-human, not of human origin. One to uno. 07931 07931 276 232. That's 07931 276 232. If you've got something to add to this particular area, then you just do that, innit? Like, sometimes people say to me that, we don't understand your language because sometimes you go patwa and rare. And I'm saying, listen, you see me, I'm not trying to be anything that anybody wants me to be. I'm just trying to be me. So the way I speak is the way I've always spoken. Anybody that's listened to Doctah X over the years, this is 17 years of Genesis, you know what I mean? That's how I've always spoken. So I'm not going to speak any different in order to make somebody feel I'm intelligent or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Because intelligence is not based upon language. It's based upon intelligence. You know what I'm saying? So as long as you know what you're talking about, and what you're talking about makes sense. If somebody else doesn't understand it, that's like an intelligent physicist speaking in Italian. Doesn't mean what they're saying isn't, you know what I'm saying, isn't still from a physicist mentality, or you know how it's just that they're speaking a language that the person who speaks Japanese won't understand. It's simple. I can't speak. I'm definitely not multilingual, so I can't speak so that everybody will understand me. I'm hoping that people do. 07931 276 232. So we're talking about synthesis. You know what I'm saying? Now, synthesis is a fake form. So you synthesize someone or something or anything, it's fake. It's not real. You can't be real and fake at the same time. You know what I mean? You have a fake or you're real. So all these girls with the fake tits, they're not real people. Girls with fake tits need men with fake dicks, or fake faces, or fake colouring, or something like that. You need to make sure that the man that you're with is also fake. That's what I'm saying. Because you are championing, you're saying to me, I don't care about my humanity anymore. You know what I mean? We're not talking about somebody who's lost a leg, who has to replace a leg with a synthetic leg in order to survive. We're not talking about them. We're talking about somebody who uses synthesis to enhance their status. So you got some little tiny ass breasts, you know what I'm saying? You can't function with that. You have to make a man think that you've got decent sized breasts by paying like a couple of grand for new breasts that are made out of plastic. You know what I'm saying? And you function as if they're real. You know what I'm saying? And when a man goes to lean on them, I've dealt with girls with false breasts, so I know how that feels. A man goes to lean on them, he's like, God, take off your, because you feel they're going to burst, they're like balloons. You know what I'm saying? You can't take no leaning on them if they're not natural. So, that's loud, bro. Hello, am I speaking to? My name's Doctah X. Who am I speaking to? Hello. Did you just cut off, or did I? Da-gla-da-da. Off to this. No, that you're gone. All right, cool. Remember, you can text me as well. I don't know what happened to the texting. Really. Like, everybody stopped texting me. Text machine. What was I saying anyway? Hold on. Give me some of this. Take you back to where you once belonged.
My intuition is telling me there'll be better days.
My intuition is telling me there'll be better days. How about that? Let's hope. Let's really hope there will be.
Big up Doctah X, you're the big man. Break it down so we can understand. Get over the G done.
My intuition is telling me there'll be better days. But the only real change comes from inside.
The only real change comes from inside. Remember that.
Don't listen. Don't learn. Don't listen. Don't learn. Don't listen. Don't learn. Don't listen. Don't learn.
Big up Doctah X. You are a slave. You are a slave. You are a slave. You are a slave. Like everyone else, you were born into bondage. Born into a prison that you cannot smell or taste or touch. A prison.
Hiya. Hello?
Hello?
Yeah, hold on.
This is Dr. Death.
Yeah.
Sam, hello.
Dr. Death. Who's
Dr. Death, bro.
Who am I talking to?
Paul from East London.
Walk on.
Yeah, man, walk on.
Yeah,
listen, you know,
yeah.
you earlier on you was talking about Malachi York, and you know, I think you've made a very valid point about and when you look at his whole story, it's quite interesting how they managed to dethrone him.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, it's a very, and I don't think enough of that story's been explored, because he was quite a powerful brother. I wonder how, you know, I mean, his mindset, he had a very good mind, you know what I mean, a very constructive mind. And not only that, he bought a lot of land in America, you know what I mean? And I don't know if you're familiar with the connection between him and what's his name? Wesley Snipes.
Yeah, I'm aware of that.
Yeah. That's another story which needs to be fully explained, because that's a very interesting story, you know. Wesley Snipes himself, apart from his acting career, you know, he's a martial artist, and he's got a security company with his brother, and you know, he's a very progressive person, very good mind again, you know what I mean. And I think the link up of the two of them, it's not really been talked about, what they were doing and how they were operating. They were operating in a big way, you know what I mean. So you know, one day maybe you can explore that, you know, more.
Because I've got a friend who left here. Like, I introduced him to Malachi Z. York, and he left here and he went to live with them. He's still there now. He's now a filmmaker. He's made a couple of films, and he's on point. That man brought to the especially myself the most modernized thinking of the black man of the 20th century, and maybe even this early stage of the 21st. They had to go for him because they know the virus-like state, the cancer-like state, the colonized-like state that they exist upon means that no black man is supposed to survive, because if you survive as a black man, it means that they have to give way to humanity. And they're not humanists. They're not from that. They are, I don't know where they're from. So this is a whole nother stage of maybe learning where they come from or what they are. But they're not humanists. They're not from the human family. I don't care what nobody has to say. I'm not saying they are not white people with human genes right now, but I need to know where these people, why they are so savage, brutal, terroristic, vicious, aggressive, greedy, I mean, every all of the 7 deadly sins is in amongst them, and they're trying to make us out to be just like them, and we were never like them. So I mean, and I think Malachi did a great job of pointing out a lot of stuff to me as a youngster trying to find out the truth and trying to learn some stuff. I mean, amazing. Nothing even come close. So that's what I'm saying. Right now, we need leadership. We don't need people narrating and telling us, you know, that some police have shot someone and we don't need people telling us, oh yeah, Africa is a place where they got research. We don't need that all over again. We can find it out for ourselves. We need somebody that's gonna I think for myself personally, that's gonna evolve the people then and move them to a whole nother consciousness mind state. Because what they're doing now is making money out of consciousness.
Yeah, to a certain extent, I agree. I don't agree with that completely. I think, you know, you're always going to get individuals which are charlatans. You know what I mean? In any race, you're going to get these charlatans, no matter what. But in terms of Malachi York, absolutely, I think absolutely on point. And I you know what I mean? I mean, you said you had a friend who went there to live. I also had someone I met who went there, you know what I mean? He wasn't living there, but he spent a lot of time there, and he come back. And you know what I mean? They really, yeah, like you say, and I totally agree. He set me on a path, certain things I was absolutely unaware of. And Malachi York did do that. You know what I mean? Some of the things he's highlighted is profound.
Profound.
And not only that, I don't think he's been given the... I mean, you know what? In actual fact, in America, right, you'd be surprised, you know, how many people don't know him, don't even hear of him. It's unbelievable, yeah. And it's almost as if it's been just parked up. It's quite bad, really. It's
the way the viral machine. Remember, this is why white beings, you know what I'm saying, and white people, they look anywhere that black people control a media. If it becomes popular, they will send money after you and they will buy out your media. They won't let you know it because they're very secretive and deceptive organized. When they organize, they always organize deceptively. You know what I'm saying? And secretively. So what they then do is once they bought out their organization, they let you sign contracts, what called non-disclosure contracts. So you cannot tell them that you've sold your organization. So they're operating in a black named organization, you know what I'm saying, that's now operated strictly by white people, manipulating the way black people think, thinking that you're listening to or watching other people like yourself. When actually they're manipulating you through money. You understand what I'm saying? That's what they do. So when people say, oh, black people don't want to do this, lots of black people have had great businesses that are no longer owned by them. A lot of these black websites that you see, they're not owned by black people. They were, but they're no longer. So you think you're getting the messages from black? You're not. You're getting messages what white people want you to hear to keep you where they want to keep you. This is a war on humanity. This is not a war because... What do you think is, you know, people think it's because it's like some kind of like, if you catch them in a lie, they one day they'll wake up and say, you know what, we've been lying all the time. Sorry about that, yeah. No, that's not going to happen. They'll toss, they'll turn, they'll scream, they'll squirm. They're never going to let go of this place until they completely subdue it.
I agree with that. Yeah, absolutely. Because, I mean, that, I mean, that's on point because it's reality. That is the truth. That is exactly what they're doing, and but the thing is, people don't. Well, I say people don't. I don't want to use stereotypical language because it's not everybody. But the reality of it is that a great deal of people do not even understand really what money is. You know, they think money is something which is some natural thing which grows on trees or comes from the earth, not recognizing that it's a system, and the system is called fiat currency. And it's actually owned by the Pope and controlled by the Pope. And they think that's the only way you can progress through money, and it isn't. They think money, you know, often they confuse money with exchange or some sort of currency. They think money is the only currency, and it's absolutely not. You know what I'm saying? It's what gives you validity or what you've accepted or what you've been sold into. Because the actual fact, this thing called fiat currency, every pound in the bank you take out of the bank is a debt in your pocket, and that's how they set it up. So it's a system of debt. You understand? So we absolutely on point. Absolutely.
Because they're colonizers. They've colonized the planet, and this is what they do. This is the system that they've created to destroy you. Money and the banking system is a system that they've created so that you're forever in debt, so that you're always working for them. That's an enslavement. That's a planetary enslavement. You know what I'm saying? They're going to places like Guatemala, and they're selling, uneducated people Coca-Cola, which is rotting out their teeth. You know what I'm saying? The people are looking at Coca-Cola in such a godlike way that instead of giving their children milk, they're giving their children Coca-Cola. You know what I'm saying? These people, they are relentless. They have no heart. They are not human in their endeavors. You know what I'm saying? Because they're trying to say we're not human and we're the savages. And in actual fact, they're the savages and they're not human. So when they had that saying in slavery, am I not human and a brother? That we were begging them to tell her to show us some mercy. Well, even a human being would not have that merciless accent in terms of what he does to a fellow animal, a mammal, or a human being. They are murderers. They kill for fun. They have exercises in killing that's based upon wiping the earth of mammals just to watch them die and bleed out. They are an insane race. They are a virus-like race. Whether you like that or not, it doesn't matter whether you like it. This is not. If you can prove otherwise, and you can say otherwise, then fair enough. But maybe the names, people feel a bit offended by the names. But if you can prove otherwise and give me some other name, you know what I'm saying? Then we are not the same people. There are two different sets of DNA at play. That's why mixed race people are always at war with themselves on which one to produce. Because the two people are completely different. And it's no good saying that we all bleed, because so does donkeys and birds. They bleed as well. So to say that we bleed makes us the same is ridiculous.
See, the thing is, right, if I accept that, which I don't, the thing is, all right, you talk about colony. I don't know if you know this. Christopher Columbus's real name is Christos Colony. You know that, don't you? Right. And the word, and I can't be 1,000,000% sure of it, but a lot of evidence seems to suggest that the word to colonize actually taken from his name, Christopher Colony. No. Yeah. But go on to say, I'd like to go on and say that the only problem I have with that argument is this, brother, is that a lot of us who were taken to the Caribbean or from that region are mixed up with white people, whether we like it or not. Yeah. Right? So, and nobody is going to look at us and describe us as mixed race or whatever. You know what I mean? No one's going to say, use that same argument. Yeah, there's problems. Those problems have been caused by an experience. But even on the African continent, I mean, if you go study the African, when the Europeans came there, they mixed up with the Africans too. Because I've heard different groups explain to me what happened. Even in that region.
Bro, I hear you, but that's the reality. That's the truth. The reason why there's so much poison in black people because we mix into a poisonous race. A race that's DNA is poison. A race that's DNA is towards destruction. It doesn't matter whether you're black or dark-skinned black or not. The original people of the earth, everywhere that they've been, and everywhere that's been documented by the white society, is that they were pleasant and they were together and they were operational in organizational societies when they got there. By the time they had left and inhabited or colonized the place, the people were living in squalor and they had murdered half the population, or murdered or raped through most of the population, or murdered their livestock and their animals. That's a fact. It doesn't matter whether you're black or not. Mixed race Jamaican, don't you see how mud? Don't you see how mud Jamaican them is? You see them mud? You see half of them fucking crazy. Because they've got that mixed mongrel blood all over from Spanish mix, because Spanish is just a mix of African and Caucasian again. Every time you get to a mixed race person, you're talking about a light-skinned person, you're talking about a mix between a colonizer, which is a Caucasian, and an African or a dark-skinned black. Whether you're talking about the Seminole Indians or the Apache Indians. You got Apache Indians right now that are white. How the hell did Apache become white? You know what I'm saying? That's what they do. They go and they colonize everywhere and they breed into it. So the remnants of their DNA is in me, in you, and everywhere. And so some of our behavior is based upon their DNA. You know what I'm saying? We can't get together. Why can't we get together? Because their DNA is like that. They're a virus. Their thing is about getting into the holes and surviving. They don't care if it's just one of them. Because they know once one of them survives, all of them will survive. Our thing is about all of us getting into the hole. So when you talk about crab in the barrel, the reason why people grab onto each other because we are born as an organism. We are meant to organize and stay organized. We're not meant to be singular. That's why they talk about divide and rule every time they talk about their conquering of societies. The viruses job is to divide and get into the finger holes and then spread the disease. That's what a virus does. The organism doesn't do that. The organism works together. We are the organism, they are the virus. And there are people who look like us who are also the virus. Who also have the viral intention, who also have the viral means, who also have been virally impregnated. So that's just how it is. That's why we've got so much double standard and two-faced and undercover agents, you know what I'm saying, that would sell out Marcus Garvey, sell out Jesse, sell out, that's why we've got that. Because they're not thinking of the organism, they're thinking of the individual, which is what the virus does. They're teaching you individualism now because the planet has been colonized by a race who is not from this planet, in my opinion, and in my theory. You know what I'm saying? They're telling you something that is not human. It's not organic for the planet. What they're doing is destroying the planet. And if they're destroying the planet, then all the earthlings will be destroyed alongside of it. And if then you realize that all earthlings originate as brown or dark brown human beings, melanated beings, that is us that they're coming from. That's why they would take 20 shots to shoot a little boy in his back. You know what I'm saying? And they all will get away. And then one black man will shoot one white woman with one shot, and he'll get sacked and been charged with murder.
Well, I hear what you're saying, and that's your opinion. I don't see it that way at all. I see it. I think that I don't see it that way at all. I think that white people are not. They don't come from another planet. They come from black. That's where they come from, and their experience is one that they got locked up in Europe. Yeah, and their culture is based on. Their culture is based on a survival, survival of the fit. Their culture is based on survival of the fittest.
That's a lie. Europe, the planet was never void of life. So for them to
I'm not saying
you're saying locked up in Europe. Locked up in Europe meaning that it's almost like being locked up in Africa. How can it be locked up in Europe?
Europe is not Africa.
The planet is Africa. The planet is just two: Gondwana land and what's the other land? Gondwana land, Upper Gondwana land, and the other one beginning with P. Anyway, but it's one planet, bro. There was no. You can't be locked up in Europe because Europe would have been.
It's planet. We're on one planet, but it's divided by different challenges, like
continents,
like mountains. So people settle in different areas. And,
right. So therefore,
what I'm saying in terms of the people we call in Europeans or Caucasian or whatever you want to label them, is that they were locked in a particular landmass. They were locked in that, landlocked in that. So their development and their experience was based on the environment, which one was very hostile to them. So their means of survival reflects their experience. And as they've come out of that experience and they've gone around the world, they have realized that they are the minority on the planet, right? Less than 10% on the planet, okay? So that has put them in a particular case of fear because they don't understand how they're the minority on the planet. Everybody else is of color, yeah? And not only that, the scientists have obviously looked into this and recognized that they've seen a time when they're not going to be on the planet anymore. So in their wisdom, or their non-wisdom, they've set out to protect their survival, these so-called elites among them, or the so-called academics among them. But we know, and you know, it's ignorance. Because what they're trying to do is kill off everybody else so that they can survive. Well, that can't work. You know that can't work. And some of them even know that can't work.
But it can work, though. I mean, like, this is not Hollywood. It doesn't have a happy ending.
It can't work. It can't work.
It can
you
work
can't kill the root.
I mean, that's just opinion. We just have different opinions. Go on.
If you go into the forest, okay, you can chop down the trees, more will grow. But if you kill the root, you won't have no more forest. And they know they can't kill the root, so it won't work. Right? So what they're trying to do, they're trying to do is manage it. They're trying to curtail.
They can kill the root, bruv. That's why they're looking for other planets to live on. Of course they can kill the root. You know, a cancer and a virus doesn't care about the host. It just cares about itself. They're a very selfish race. They don't care whether don't you see what they do? They go into places. They don't care whether they strip it bare of if there's no oxygen there. They don't care if there's no wood there. That's why when you say about, that's what I'm saying to you. What I'm saying about Europe, these people would have created Europe bare. because no matter where it was, you are the people of Earth. Anyone, I would live I would live in Earth as a human being, and I would make Earth livable for me. These people are not from here. That's why they lived in the squalor that they lived in, because they had no idea what to do. Earth people would have an idea what to do. You go away from Europe right now and leave black people in there right now and see if we will succumb to the terror and the harshness. We are creators. The whole point of being a part of that, being an earthling, is to have that. And even if you didn't have it you would have it in the first few generations. So by the time you hit the 4th generation or the 5th generation, they would have adapted. These are not those people. You can't say, oh, they live. So from the very first time they lived there, that their mothers and fathers had no idea what to teach them in order for them to survive, and then they never know what to teach their children in order to survive, and it carried on and carried on. That's fairy story. They would have had intelligence. So at the time when they hit the Arctic, or in time when the weather changed, according to you talk about their scientists and all their creative abilities being earthlings, they would have known exactly what to do. Right now you've got in the heat and the freezing cold of the Antarctic, you've got organisms living in the snow. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't mean that you're going to be necessarily hostile. That's just a story that was put out to help them to be put forward, eloquently, to say, oh, this is the reason why we're so hostile, because we lived in the cold. No, the Eskimos aren't hostile. They've lived in the cold quite some time. That's nothing to do with hostility. It's to do with the DNA. Where does their DNA originate?
No. It's not just a matter of living in the cold. It's you can't just single out one aspect of it and say cold. It's the environment. I didn't say the cold. I said the environment. Environment.
What would make the environment hostile? Snakes?
Hold on. In terms of, right, you talk about the Eskimos. The Eskimos have a constant source of a food source, which is progressive, like fish, which is one of the most healthy. Before the seeds were poisoned, was one of the most healthiest diets you can have. So they can sustain themselves. But when you're relying on, for instance, wild boar and berries, that is not a sustainable food source. That is one which, so that is a food source which is detrimental to your being. So you know that none of them was living beyond the age of 25. None of them was living. It was a constant struggle for survival. So that is what shaped these people's mentality, and they've still to this day have this type of idea, because it's basically been written into their DNA. This need to kill to survive, because that's what they had to do. Kill everything to survive. Cut down everything to survive.
They don't kill to survive. They kill for fun.
Well, that's your opinion, bro. That's your opinion. That's your opinion.
That's absolute documented fact.
That's your opinion.
How's that my opinion? Wait. So
well,
what's the sport of hunting based on?
I'm talking what's in their DNA, which comes
in
from.
Their DNA, you're saying that they only kill to survive.
And you're describing it as fun. That's cool. You can describe it as fun. I don't describe it as fun.
No, listen. You're saying that. Listen, when somebody puts forward a theory, right? Either backed by rubbish or nonsense, or it's backed by something that's either factual, documented, or doesn't exist at all, and it's just an opinion, right? I'm saying that their willingness and ability to kill for fun is documented. It's not an opinion. It's not my version.
But where is it documented? Where is it documented?
Everywhere. They're hunters. They've got hunters. They've got hunting palaces in Africa, in Zaire, and all these kind of places. You've seen many. They've told you that they murdered all the buffalo from the Indians for fun. You know what I mean? They killed half the animals on the planet have been murdered.
No, they didn't, brother. They didn't murder the buffaloes for fun. They murdered the buffaloes, right, to cut off the food source and the survival of the indigenous people of America. Because the buffaloes, hold up, brother, let me finish. The buffaloes were relied on by the people. They were relied on as a sense of food. They were relied on for a sense of clothing. They were relied on for a sense of medicine. So that is why they killed them. They didn't kill them for fun. They killed them to cut off the people they wanted to conquer.
That's after they conquered them. They murdered the entire population even after they'd reached that point. They made it hunting exhibition even after they reached the saturation where the Indians couldn't survive until they made them almost extinct. The same thing they did to the West Indians. What are you talking about, brother? This is not. I'm not saying this off the top of my head. If you're gonna give a justification for every time they murder, they're telling you.
I'm not giving just a justification. But you mentioned I'm not giving a justification.
No, let's not get too nicky-picky about it. But I'm saying I think that way. But I'm saying, but if you look at what their statistics are about the murder rate of animals on the planet, half the animals are gone. And most of them are killed for the sport of hunting. They're not killed for no reason. You've seen, if you go on the internet right now and put up hunting, right, that's a sport. That's fun. You know what I'm saying? So if you go out there right now, you'll find hundreds, maybe thousands of pictures of men and women and children lying on dead carcasses of animals they've hunted for the fun of it. You understand? They used to hunt black people for the fun of it.
That's not that. Yeah, you could see hundreds of thousands of people, but trust me, that's not the majority. That's a minority.
You see what I'm saying? Like, you cannot then take. First you say that I'm saying it's not true. Then I'll tell you that.
I'm not saying it's not true. I'm not saying it's not true.
No,
you can't.
You did say it wasn't true at first. Now you're saying it's not. All I'm saying.
No, I'm not saying it. Oh my God, you can't twist my words. I did not say it wasn't true.
You know,
all I'm saying is,
like, you got to stay calm though, brother. If we're gonna debate.
I have to stay calm, brother.
Right,
I have to stay calm. Listen, brother. I'm not saying it ain't true. Brother, I'm not saying it ain't true. I'm not saying it ain't true.
Okay.
I'm saying that it's what you're saying is an exaggerating. It's not the majority. It's a minority. And you can on the internet you can find thousands of pictures of everything. So that's no argument for anything, brother.
Well, of course it is.
That's what I'm saying.
What is that? Where are you getting that from? I don't know. How can you have a neutrality about what's going on the planet? So
you can
you're
find
saying that if they're killing
lots
of blacks. If they're killing lots of blacks in America, that's not an argument for anything because it's not every policeman that's doing it. I mean, bro,
no. You want me to talk on that, or let me talk on that.
I'm using instances to show you that your argument is not very credible. You can't say.
Well, according to you, brother, in your opinion, it's just your opinion.
No, it's not an opinion, bro.
Your opinion, Bob. What you got to recognize, Bob, without getting into an argument, your opinion doesn't represent all of us. It's just your opinion. And my opinion doesn't represent all of us. Oh man, see, this is it, bro. You see, this is we, brother. If we don't have to agree, bro. We don't have to agree. We don't have to agree. I don't have to listen to you like you're the preacher. You're not a preacher, bro. I don't have to listen to you.
You see where we're going now? You see where we're going now? I'm saying.
Yeah, because you won't let me talk, bro. You won't let me talk. You every time I say that, you want to jump down my throat.
I've got to have a chance and you got trouble. Let me say it's argument. Yeah, I'm just gonna show you how it goes. It's arguments. It has to be backed by something. Yeah, it's either backed by your opinion or it's backed by something relevant.
Well, give me a chance to back you then. Give me a chance to back you.
I'm talking, you're talking, so it's going to work one way or the other, isn't it? So let me finish. Then you
well, just give me a chance to back it.
Right,
yeah,
because let me finish, then you can talk. Right, so I'm saying when you put forth a theory or an argument, yeah, anybody, any human being, from the super professor to the natural man, yeah, it then has to be backed by something that one can prove or one can look to say, here is the basis of my argument, yeah. So I'm saying to you that on the basis of my argument, you can find that white people kill animals, white people as a race, not black people as a race, white people as a race kill animals and warm-blooded animals for the fun of it, yeah, to watch them die. Then I went to say, I didn't say everybody, I said that's within their race. It's not within the black race. You know, that is notable or evidential, yeah? So I'm saying, so when you go to the internet to look for it, you'll find it. When you go to the internet for all the black hunters that kill all the black animals, or not black animals, but whatever, you won't find it. So this is what I'm trying to say to you. So I'm then giving you that, like when you go to the police force and you see how many black people they've killed, you get what I'm saying? You will notably find that it's mostly white people that have done it. You know what I'm saying? This is not to say that every white person does it. I'm just trying to say what my basis of my argument is on. So that's not an opinion. That's what I'm saying to you. It's not an opinion. Opinion is that I think that all black people are cunts. That's an opinion. Because it's not based off anything except something that I think about for myself. That's an opinion. But when you base something theoretical, you're using something like Pythagoras, what they call Pythagoras' theory, or the theory of relativity. It's all theories based upon, these are my arguments that I use to suggest that is a fact. Yeah? Not opinion. So I'm trying to tell you that the difference between an opinion and the suggestion of a fact, they're not the same. So it's not just my opinion. Now, if you have something to say that says it's just an opinion and prove that it's just my opinion, then go ahead.
Right. Can I talk now?
Yeah.
Alright. Well, you know, I don't agree. Am I allowed not to agree with what you say? Am I or not? Am I allowed to, or do I have to consent? I don't agree. And let me explain why I don't agree. You said you can find thousands of pictures on the internet. Well, I'm telling you, as a fact, you can find thousands of pictures of anything you want on the internet. That's a fact. Right. So that's no argument for anything. You know, because I'm saying to you, let me finish, bro. Let me finish. This is what I'm saying to you. Everything I'm saying, you want to jump down a thing. You want to let me finish. All right. No, laugh. You want to laugh. Laugh till you laugh off your head, but laugh till kingdom come. It don't matter. But let me show you something. Let's talk fact now. You said as your argument, you're trying to back it up, trying to say as your argument that you can find thousands of pictures of white people killing for fun. I'm telling you as fact that you can find thousands of pictures of anything you want to find on the internet, and that's fact, bro. So that's no argument you're running. That's some foolish argument. So let me show you something else, bro. Really? What I'm saying, you also said, here we go again. Let me finish. Right. So sure. Right. So you said again, right? Here's your argument again. You said that it's only white people who kill for fun, and I'm not backing white people because I know that's not true either. What you're talking about is trophy killing. That's what you're talking about. When you talk as sport, it's trophy killing. Listen, this thing is not unique to white people. Trophy killing is when you kill not for the sake of eating something, for the sake of glorifying that you can do it. Yeah, or you might kill an animal to wear it around your head. You might kill an animal to wear it as a sign of, like some of the Africans used to wear the lion skin or one of the predator skin. It was a sign of showing somebody else, look at us. This is what we represent. We are linked to the. So it's not just white people. I'm just saying that it's this trophy killing thing. But saying that, brother, I do understand where you're coming from. And let's go to America, where they shot that brother in the back for 20 times. Yeah, I hear how you see it, and I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm just asking you to look from it from another point of view. Maybe that coward who shot that, it was a group of them who shot that one innocent black man in the back 20 times. Maybe it was a sense of fear. Maybe they fear us so much, right? There's so much things being stirred up in the media. There's so much nonsense being put out there that maybe it was fear. You know what I mean? When they see this guy running for his life, right? When they see this guy with his mobile phone, instead of them rationally thinking, well, look how many of us, you know, let's deal with this in a sensible way. The first thing all the images was being portrayed by the media as us being criminals, as us being murderers, as us being rapists, as us being a threat to society, is in their psyche. So more to do with fear than as opposed to anything else.
No, well, okay, I agree. I agree that's the point. I'm saying the fear is that they want to get rid of us. I'm saying to you that there's nothing that suggests they want to live in harmony with black people. There's nothing that suggests that. I'm saying that I agree with what you said about and you can find thousands of anything, but you won't find thousands of pictures of black men killing animals for trophy. But what you're talking about in terms of black people when they were doing it in terms of that is to prove they were doing it in a what's the word? They're doing it in a humane way, which means that they weren't killing off the whole entire race, the whole entire species until it became extinct. They killed one and two for proofs of manhood, or not for the proofs of I just killed something. They kill things what you call trophy means I just killed something. Look, black people or humans killed something to prove that they were fearless, and they wouldn't kill to the point of extinction. You know what I'm saying? That's the same thing they do as white people do with the excessiveness of fucking with the earth. They do things until they destroy the earth and the topsoil is mashed. Black people on the earth, human beings.
I agree with that.
Human beings.
I agree with that.
The children of earth, on the other hand, because they're related to earth and they're children of the earth, they have that natural harmony with the earth. So they would not do that. So the point I'm trying to make is that as much as you want to say, okay, you're defending that and that, I'm saying whether it's in black people or not, I'm not denying that. I'm saying the psychosis and the psychotic behavior of the European Caucasian, is beyond this planet. That's an opinion. So I agree. That's my opinion. But so that's my opinion. But these other things that I'm saying in terms of how they behave as a species, whether they killed, like I said, they killed a buffalo to stop the funerals, but they kept on killing. They kept on killing for fun after that. You know what I'm saying? They don't care. They don't care. They kill half the planet's animals are gone because they kill for the fun of it. They have hunting expedition where they just go and they watch animals die. They had even a woman on the television that they took. She's got, you know, she was on internet with hundreds. She's got loads of guns to kill for fun. She just wants to see something die and bleed out. And, you know, you're not talking about the same race of people as us. So whether you're mixed in with them, whether your mum's white, your dad's white, your uncle's white, your girlfriend's white, your daughter's white, or mixed race or whatever, it doesn't change that. You know what I'm saying? You can't just make up something to suit your particular, so because they don't, you know, black people have been conquered. So no matter whether you're black or not, you're still, your people were still enslaved in Africa, still enslaved in America, still brought to Britain as slaves. You can't change that. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. So I'm saying if you're going to use something, if you're going to realize what you're under a prolific war that's non-ending against dark-skinned, melanated people, not light-skinned, melanated people, not hardly any white in you melanated people, little bit. They're not warring with them. They're warring with the darkest ones because they're the ones that pose a threat to their existence. The light-skinned ones are part. If you're mixed race, you're part white. They don't. That's why they have you. They would rather have a mixed race person in their businesses than a black person, because they're close to them. They know their genes, providing that you're true to them, runs through you. Which is the destruction, or which is the commonplace adversary of the black man.
Okay. If on that point alone, what you raised here about the mixed race, because you're speaking that mixed race. So what about all those in the Caribbean who got mixed up with white people? What about how does that work?
It's the same. That's why there's so much violence. There's so much
what I'm saying is, you said that the reason why they have mixed race people closer to them because they're light skinned. But I'm saying, what about, because I'm not gonna let, but in the Caribbean there, you have a particular couple of islands who have predominantly bred with light-skinned people, right? And they are Fira, predominantly. Some of us knew who they are, yeah? Predominantly had a culture of interbreeding with light-skinned people. So are you saying, but both their parents are considered black. So I'm telling you, are those people, does the white man see them closer to them? That's what I'm asking. Despite the fact they got two black parents.
If you got, well, yeah, you see, it depends on what you want to call black. If you call mixed race black, and then you got. No. What I'm saying is, most of us who come from the Caribbean are mixed up with white people. That's what I'm saying. That's the point I'm trying to make. So I'm saying is, no one's calling us mixed race. They're calling us black, but we have white people as our descendants, not 3 or 4 generations ago. That's what I'm saying. White through rape or whatever it's from, but no one's looking at us and saying we're mixed race. They're saying we're black or calling us black. Yeah, but how do you tell that? What, by just looking at the person? You can tell that. You can tell that by just looking at the person, can you? Exactly. Exactly. Oh, I don't know about that. The fact that you can't tell that somebody's black, you know what I'm saying, or not, doesn't change the fact that they're mixed. It doesn't change the fact that they can be violent. It doesn't change the fact that they're two-faced. It doesn't change the fact that they're like white people, does it? All I'm saying is that...
Yes, no.
Right, so that's what I'm saying. So I'm with that. I've talked about the Jamaican thing on many shows about them being... I said I'm mixed race. The problem is that in my mixed race, my black is dominant. You can tell that by my behavior. Now you have some mixed race people where their white is dominant, so they behave in a way that's contrary to the development of their black gene pool. Yeah.
So I'm going to say this. I'm just going to say this and come off the line, right? My people are from Jamaica, yeah, And I can tell you one thing I see Jamaican people do, and it's a poor thing, you know. I'm just saying it. It's the way, my opinion.
That's cool.
And what we do, right? And I don't know if anybody understands this who don't come from Jamaica, but my parents come from Jamaica.
Yeah, so
and
do mine.
this is something I've identified. We are the biggest critics of each other, right? And we do that. Let me tell you why we do that. Because in this thing what they call slavery, right? They made sure that anybody coming up or was a bit rebellious or whatever was the biggest critic of his brother, and it's still with us today. That's why we spend the time, we have to criticize, we have to bring it, we have to bring this. And this is something I've identified in our culture, and I can say that because that's where I'm from, right? It's we're the biggest critics of each other, and it's something we got to just it's an effect of slavery, my brother. It's a slave mentality. Trust me on that one.
I agree with you on that one. What I'm saying is that you know what I'm saying? That doesn't change anything about what we're doing or what's happening to us as a people. I get all of that.
Well, I think
we are born into slavery. You know what I'm saying? On the planet, not just in Jamaica, in Australia, in Canada. You know what I'm saying? In New Zealand, in South America, it's all the same. They've infected the population.
I agree with that. I agree with that. But what I don't agree with though, something you said earlier on about we talk about this and talk about that, bro. Or some other guys come up, phone up and say, "Oh, we just gas." That's a load of crap, bro. That's a load of ignorant foolishness, bro. I'm telling you that mentality is an idiot mentality, and I'm gonna say it. It's an idiot mentality. We got if we don't talk to one another. If we don't talk to one another, how are we going to know what the left hand and the right hand's doing? That's a foolish idiot mentality, Mr. Sir.
Yeah, I know, but I laughed at that. That was an opinion. I can take opinion.
Yeah, I know, but you know what bothers me is we keep hearing this crap. Oh, you talk too much. Shut your mouth, man. What are you talking about? Go sit on in the corner and suck your thumb, idiot boy. What I'm trying to say is that if we don't talk, what do we do then? What, we go like these little knuckleheads out there and go and start killing each other and killing each other off the planet like idiots? You know what I mean? Foolish.
Cool, but I'm saying that's why we're here, and that's why we're trying to, you know.
And I'm glad you represented in that way. I'm glad you represented because too much of that crap talk has been put out there. Oh, you talk so much shit. What are you talking about? Foolish boy. Look at that. They got someone on the corner. Suck your thumb, bro. That's what I'm showing you.
I hear you, but I'm saying like because you know, as you know, we're damaged as a race because of this particular type of colonization. So there's a lot of things that we just won't get right, and we haven't, as you said about, you know, or we agreed about Doctah X and all that. We're damaged because our leadership has been every time we have a leader who wants to help us to see ourselves as true human beings, they will attack him and because they control everything. They bought everything. BT, you know what I'm saying? Motown, they own everything. Everything that's black, they own. So every time they want to shuffle the information to make it seem like you are, they can. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I agree. Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? The job isn't to live in harmony with us. That's what I'm trying to make people know. So,
no. I totally agree with that. But what I would say is that what I think we, as a people, we haven't really dealt with is our security. Our security is not what we've dealt with. We haven't sat down and devised a security system to protect ourselves. A proper security.
Because we haven't got a lead. Remember, like Marcus, you need leadership for that, bruv. You can't just, me and you can't do it. Trust me, it's not going to happen. Be real.
You can speak
to
yourself, bro.
Huh? Again, I didn't get that.
No, I said, you said me and you are going to do it. I said, you can speak to yourself.
No, I said, we're not. No, I said, me and you can't do it. We're not going to do it. That's what I'm saying.
Well, I don't, no, I don't look at it from that. We have to do it. We've got no choice, bro.
But bro, I've been doing this for 17 years. I ain't seen nobody do it yet. What I'm saying is that people can talk it because they don't understand there's a DNA dynamic behind leadership. It's something that's beyond, you know, like if you aren't, like Mike Tyson once said, sometimes you'll see a guy and he'll be good at that, but all you need is a personality to walk in the door and he shuts everyone down. This is DNA. It's got nothing to do with what you think you can conjure up out of nothingness. It has to be born to do that.
All right, let me ask you a question.
It's not fake politics. Politics you can conjure up any fool because it's fake. Leadership
let me ask you a question,
Black leadership is real. It has to be done from a DNA. It can't be done from just, you do it because you talk a lot about black stuff. It doesn't work that way.
No. But let me ask you a question though. Can you protect yourself?
Yeah. Enough.
Well, how do you protect yourself? I'm not asking you to explain. But you have a method of protecting yourself. That's why you're here today. No matter what you've been through, you know whether it's you know, the way you conduct yourself, with the way you think, with the way you can act, whatever. You have a way. So all I'm saying is that we all have a way. The reason why we're speaking here today and we're not under the ground is because we protect ourselves in some fashion or way. We conduct ourselves in a manner. So I'm just saying that we as a people have to start the discussion around security, about however whatever resources you use to get yourself here today so we can have this conversation, is we need to amplify that, bro. We need to amplify it. We all need to come together and talk about that.
You know, I hear you, and I'm saying that I've been under the end of the mic for a decade and a bit, yeah. And everybody, and so many people say so many different stuff. I've heard what you said before. I'm saying that's fine. I'm not, and that's a good idea. I'm saying. And
I agree with you about leader as well.
That's what I'm saying. So that's what we got. But by changing the mindset of the people that I was talking about breeding and all that, you said about the Jamaican thing, this idea of 17 baby mother and all that, it just brings a set of worthless kids that lack the identity of balance and lack the idea, you know what I'm saying, and worthless mothers and, you know, and So I'm saying that there's a lot more to it than just, that's all we need to do. You know what I mean? The power.
No. That's right, right? But I don't even like to talk about that because I've got 5 children and I've taken care of all my children. And I don't understand people who conduct themselves like that. But at the end of the day, sometimes when you hear their own life stories, it makes sense why they behave like that. Because when they, you know, I had my mother and my father. And just listening, you know, even listening to a conversation today, to hear people say they don't know their mother and don't know their father, I think that's quite sad, brother. That's sad. And just listening to that, it is a sad thing because it's like, even like I had friends who didn't know their father, and I remember that I used to take them to my dad. I used to bring them to my dad for my dad to talk to them. You know what I mean? So I know the effects these things have. And really, the reality of it is that we got to stop pointing fingers at each other and talking a lot of crap because the reality is, we do need to take more responsibility, and that's the truth. We do because. Obviously, this is the results of it. When I hear people honest like that and say, that's a big part to play in it, man. And I mean, you know what I mean? And I don't understand. Even me, Bob, I can tell you the truth. I've had friends who I've sat down with and told them, I'll come, let's go and see your son. And they come out with every excuse. I don't have carpet. I said, brother, come down the road, we buy the carpet, I hope you fit it. Oh, that's cheap carpet. But I can tell you what I've been through, man. So I know it's the truth. I don't know why we're like that. I can't get it. But it's only, you know, at the end of the day, we have to take more responsibility, and I absolutely agree with that. You understand, bro? But let me just let you carry on with your show, bro. And you know what I mean, just keep up the good work. That's all I can say.
Respect, brother. Yeah. Thanks for that. Yeah.
Yeah. Take care.
Respect, brother. Yeah. Nice one. 07931 276 232. That's 07931 276 232. Yeah, if you want to make a point, because we were talking about Genesis. My name's Doctah X. Who am I speaking to?
Yo, yeah, me again, Subwise. I've got to big up the last call because trust me, I only put everything in there. The bump time. The man, but bro, there's a whole heap of feedback coming back on your line, yeah?
Oh, okay. What, on the mic?
Yeah. Yeah, nah, yeah. It's like, it's just a madness, bro. You get me?
All right.
You coming like you got the mic too close to the speaker or the wine.
All right.
Something needs to change, yeah?
All right then. Thanks for that, man.
All right, King.
All right, man. 079. What's that noise then? 07931 276 232. You know what I'm saying? So, big up to last caller, big up to Dubwise, big up to Naya. You know what I'm saying? It's all like good.
Sex any girl, no, that's not me. Dressing like a mess, no, that's not me. See me.
Yeah, 07931 276 232. Dressing like a mess, nah, that's not me. I'm not gonna sex any girl, that's just not me. You understand? So, when I'm saying like, I mean, there was some good argument from I forgot his name. Last, respect that. I'm saying, but if I'm saying it's no good. I'm saying something and then you're gonna go, so what then? I'm saying that it is as it is. You know what I'm saying? Like, black people are mixed up in white. This is clear. You know what I'm saying? That's not. You know what I'm saying? You know, there's no argument for that. What I'm talking about isn't whether we're mixed up and whatever. I'm talking about the fact that we are, as a people, distressed. You know what I'm saying? As a people, destroyed. As a people, messed up. You know what I'm saying? Because it's your DNA that determines who you are, not what kind of skin they've got. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, you're picking up arguments out of the DNA. You're not taking, the youth with the nice hair and all that. It's not going to necessarily be any much better than the youth with the bad hair. It's the DNA you're looking at. You're looking at the quality of the DNA. You're looking at what does that DNA bring forward. Is it intelligent? Is it smart? Is it walkless? Is it susceptible to mental disease? You know, that's what you're looking at the DNA, not the color. So a lot of people are, going into white people because white people have got a jump in terms of their DNA. You know what I'm saying? They've managed to breed amongst each other long enough to create a sort of like a jump from you. It doesn't mean you can't catch up. It means that you have to have. They're not going to let you. Every time you settle on something, they're going to find something else to desettle you as well. They're continually at war with humanity and continually at war with black people across the world. So it's not going to be easy for you to just wake up one day and say, all we need to do is hold hands and it all changes. It's not going to happen that way. I'm talking. That's not me. It's still right. So that should be loud enough, shouldn't it? 07931. I'm seeing it jumping into the red. So if it's jumping into the red, it should be loud enough, isn't it? Yeah. Who's that caller? You need to call back if you need to speak. Where's it? I can make up my text. 229, that's... Master level too low. Look at the phone. Too low. Have you not? Okay, I missed quite a few of them. I didn't even see this. Happy Easter to probably, yeah, they were saying that he probably got a set. He was when we talked about the policeman, I was saying to you, what do you think happened to him? Somebody he probably got a jail sentence. The black policeman who shot the white woman. Yeah, I'm saying, what do you think happened to him? But just by your various knowledge, seen as that most police officers that shoot black people get off. What do you think happened to the black man that shot a white woman? He was arrested for murder of the Australian woman. Yeah, she was Australian. And the thing is, because they controlled the narrative, they had to put that she was Australian. Why didn't she? Well, she's a woman. You know what I mean? She wasn't in Australia. You know what I'm saying? She was a citizen of the United States. Why did she have to be Australian? Not forgetting the black went down like a lead balloon, mate. Probably was suspended first, fired, now his ass is in jail. Yeah, I was thinking would always be a nigger. Not forgetting that the black officer is Somali and Muslim. Are you nuts? Like I said, he got down like a lead balloon, see? Yeah? It's like everybody just knows. Them shoot him here. They shoot him, X. You know what I'm saying? Well, no, they ain't shot him. But it just goes to show you there's no positive result. Sounding much louder now. We can hear ya? Thank you. X, have you noticed nowadays in every sentence European puts forward, he's always saying, I'm a human being, or as a human being, if they are. If they are human being as they say they are, why do they mention it in every conversation? Yeah, it's true. That's a good point. Okay, well, Sean Charles wasn't killed, he was murdered. Briggs. Okay, then. Master level too low. It's Mansa. His view is weak. He's a shrill, educated, done with him, Master level too low. Turn down the phone channel. Okay, cool. Thanks for that. Right, 07931 276 232. You know what I'm saying? Right, so I'm saying that your DNA determines who you are. You know what I'm saying? And you know what I mean? You can't be anything you want to be. So because a girl's, got long hair, what does that mean to you? Like, how educated are you that long hair and hair is still a factor? You know what I'm saying? Is that better? Done the convo, please. All right, next. I'm hearing you. Feedback on the mic when you talk. Sound is assisting in the background. Big up to listeners in all over Ghana, if there's any. America, I know there's, you know what I'm saying, Canada, Jamaica, Europe, wherever. Big up to you all. Those that picking me up. You know what I'm saying? What is clear to understand is that the Americans are European. You know what I'm saying? And Caucasians. Yeah. The Australian, Europe. Australians are European and Caucasian, yeah? So you can expect from any country run by Europeans the same behavior that you're getting in America, isn't it? So if you think that's going to be better here in the next 10 years, if you look at America, expect what you see in America here in the next 10 years. Any country remember, Americans are just European Caucasians. That's what they are. The white people of America are European and Caucasian, yeah? Expect the same behavior from what you see in that country in any other European and Caucasian country. The Australians who have taken over Australia, the white people are European and Caucasian. So you again can expect the same derogatory valuation of the human beings and the dark-skinned people of that continent as in America and in Europe. The South Africans, they're European, as you know, the white ones. You know what I'm saying? They're from Dutchland. The Americans are from England, Ireland, France, Germany, Denmark. Australia is from England, mostly in Scotland. South Africa is mostly from Holland, and you know what I'm saying? So what you can expect from them, any country where Caucasians and European work, look what they rule or they've come and found out. Look how they treat the black people and look at the status of the black people. You'll have one set of people who are assimilated as blacks, make some money and doing quite well as educated blacks, and then a whole bunch. We're talking about the majority of people in poverty and struggle, and the justice system is against them and they're being jailed. Right? The New Zealanders, again, the Europeans have taken over New Zealand. They again, when the black people were there, they conquered it. So the people that you see down there now, very, very light skinned, they're not the original people. They're the injection of the white man into the brown skinned Morai and created a separate race of beings called whether he's called a Pakita or something like that. Pakita or something like that. You know what I'm saying? So you've got, so you can expect from the dark skinned people the same things. Canada, where the European and the Caucasian, all as England and France again where the Europeans have gone to the native people that was there before them, the original human beings, what's got the name that begins with S, the Indians that was there, you know what I'm saying, and the blacks that were there, you know what I'm saying, because anywhere Indians are, blacks are going to be there, trust me. You know what I'm saying? So you know what I'm saying, they've gotten rid of them. So anywhere again in Canada, the same, because Canada's run by Europeans and Caucasian. Canadians are just European and Caucasian. You would expect the same behavior from them. You're going to get the same behavior that you would get in any other European and Caucasian run country. South America, where you've got the mixture of black people turning into mixed race people, where you got the original Brazilians now becoming light skinned Brazilians and still being called Brazilians. But not the original Brazilians, and the Portuguese and the Spanish. All of these people are no longer the original people. They're a version, just like the Jews, of the original people. Yeah, and assimilated, colonized version that now is representing, the white DNA mindset rather than, the familial and organizational and family loving or family orientated existence of the original peoples of humanity. And you go to the West Indies, it's the same. The people that run the West Indies, all over the West Indies, are European and Caucasian. Apart from, I think, one of the islands, I think it's Barbados, so that's one of the St. Lucia, there's a few Indian, Guyana, there's a few Indian Caucasians there, you know what I'm saying? Or what they call Indo-Europeans that are there, you know what I'm saying? So you're going to expect the same behavior towards a black-skinned person as you do in this country. The Chinese, it's the same. You know what I mean? The dark-skinned Chinese people of China are under pressure, and the light-skinned ones are the ones that you see in England are mostly Caucasian-skinned, white-skinned Chinese. You find the only people that you find that are dark-skinned here are usually Vietnamese or Philippines or darker skin, but the Chinese are usually the white-skinned, Caucasian-skinned Chinese that you'll find here. Do I know the meaning of baton? Or I don't know. Does anyone know the meaning of baton? Well, I've been sent that baton. What is that? So if anybody needs to explain that to me, I don't know what that means and in what context it means. So you need to explain that. 07. So in terms of where I was with the what they're doing to us, synthetic is not real. You know what I'm saying? So the synthesis of our music, the synthesis of our skin color, the synthesis of our bodily parts is an assimilation into this new being, you know what I mean, that is trying to overrun the planet. You know what I'm saying? Not trying to overrun Africa, because I said to you, remember, this is 2017, you know what I'm saying, in 20 years time you will see there's a whole nother race of right now, they're breeding right now. They're pregnant women all over Africa that have got pregnant for Chinese men. You know what I'm saying? Or wherever the Chinese people are right now. You understand? Because they need to sex. Yeah? Caucasian, Chinese. Yeah? And then in another little generation, you'll have those little light-skinned people who will have a better beneficiary in Africa than the dark-skinned. Because Africans are already trying to bleach their skin to look like white people as it is. So could you imagine how much better stance the mixed race African is going to have in Africa than the original African. Yeah, you know what I mean? We're just heading for that, that destruction. We're heading for, they say self-destruction, but yeah, it kind of is destruction itself, because this is your planet. This was our planet. You know what I'm saying? This was our planet. It's no longer our planet. It's not been, you know what I mean? You're still thinking that Africa is our planet. Africa is our home. It's our planet, bro. You know what I mean? We own the planet. We are from the planet. We're not from Africa. You know what I'm saying? The last movement of slavery stems from Africa. But as a people, in time, we exist all over the planet as a DNA, as a people. Understand? Our behaviorals are similar all over the planet. It's not specific to any one part of the planet. Now, just like you're saying with the European, his behavior is similar all over the planet. It's not specific to one part of the planet. And his hatred of the black man is endemic. It's in his genes. You know what I'm saying? And yes, there are people who are not, obviously of the race, who are not that bad. They're not that terrible. They're not that dreadful. That doesn't change anything. Genesis, I'm Doctah X, who I'm speaking to.
Yeah, it's Doctah X again, yeah? Listen, I'm going to make you hear the line, yeah? And you probably hear the phone ringing. 1 second, just listen to the feedback, bro, that you're getting, yeah? Just listen. Listen.
Yeah, I'm not even going to make it play no more. Can you hear that?
A little bit, yeah. I mean, we're finished now though, bruv, so I don't know what to do with that. Hopefully, by the time the next...
Yeah, but D-Roll needs to listen to the line while listen to the show, innit?
He's about, so I'll let him know, because they should be hearing it anyway.
Yeah. Because yeah. All right.
Respect that. Catch you up. Right, so right now it's a couple of minutes to 6. You know, the show's finished. I'd like to thank all the callers. I'd like to thank all the people that were listening and pretending they weren't listening. And the silent listeners, people abroad, people locally. You know what I mean? You know, enjoy the break that we have through the Easter facilities that they send out there. You know what I mean? Do what you need to do. But remember, Getology isn't about, being some whole other, mindset and trying to extort your money or trying to it's just trying to engage into other thinking processes, which maybe there'll be out of that will come some type of event or something that helps to lead people to a whole other awakening of self. You know what I'm saying? Like I said when I did the with Quaker and the I'm not African, I did that because I wanted people to know that I'm not frightened to say what I need to say in public. I'm not frightened, but like I said, the theories that I use are not based upon my own opinion or based up in the air. I use what's here to graduate that theory. You know what I'm saying? As I was saying about the hunting and stuff like this. You know what I'm saying? Like as much as a man says you can have found 1,000 pictures of anything. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you can find 1,000 pictures of anything. You can't find 1,000 pictures of 1,000 black men killing animals for fun. You know what I'm saying? So you can look, because I've looked. You know what I'm saying? If you can find a couple, you'll be lucky. But you can find hundreds of white people with them. You know what I'm saying? Because it's what they do. You know what I'm saying? Trophy hunting. Whatever it is, it's fun. It's fun because it's the fun of watching things die. And watching the blood move. It's like what they used to do to the African slave when they used to do hunting games with them, yeah? Hang them by their balls and chop them and chase them through mountains and feed them to crocodiles. So you're not dealing with any new character, you're dealing with a more developed character, because he hasn't given us anything back and he hasn't taken back anything that he's done to us. So be careful as you go through your daily routines and your daily life. Can't be trusted, man. You'll stab in the back as soon as your back is turned. But that doesn't mean that doesn't mean it's specifically designed for them, because remember, we're mixer. So anybody will do it. So don't get it twisted, there's all, just look out for it. Just look out for it. So right then, peace until, what's the next day? The next day would be, Sunday, May the 6th will be my next day. People said I should be on more often, but if I have to come on more often, I didn't even see the text on the phone. So but like I said, I'll be back on the 6th of May. So I can't do more often because not now grind up. As time goes along, I'm saying as a launch of the TV station, other things will come up there for me then. Right? So with that, with respect, I say peace.